Welcome everyone to episode 133 of the Looks Like a Movie podcast. My name's Kevin. I'm here with Doug and Owen, and today we're talking about two new movies, Him and A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. But first, as always, we could talk about what we watched this past week. Douglas, would you like to take it away? Yeah, you're like all dressed up nice,
Yeah,
and
he looks like
I
he
don't
looks like
know.
a janitor. That's what I thought when I first got in here. I was like, "You got a
No,
job after
explain
this."
that, explain that. In what way?
No, you do kind of look like it. That's like a janitor shirt for
Yeah, what do
sure.
you mean? Looks like you're working a
I
gig
could
after
very
this.
much picture a janitor
You got, like,
wearing
a
that.
name
Yeah, if
tag
you
right
had a
there.
name tag, yeah. What's the? Oh, is there an occasion? Are you not allowed to tell us publicly, or?
Is there an occasion? Is there an occasion why I'm
Alright,
dressed up
guys,
like a
you
janitor? What are we talking
Yeah,
about?
like, are you
What
going
what are you
somewhere
what are
after
you
the
what are you
pod?
saying? What?
Are you
yeah.
What?
like? Do you have plans after this?
No.
Oh,
Oh, I don't know. Well,
okay.
you
Nah, you
know,
guys do this to me all the time, so it's this is
What the fuck?
I just thought there might be something going on. Doug texted us. He was like, "Hey, can we start the pod early today?" I
Oh,
just
yeah,
thought,
start early. I
I
gotta
thought, and
Oh.
now he's
clean the
wearing a nice shirt.
schools
I
at
thought maybe
fucking
he had
3
somewhere to be.
AM.
Yeah, so I watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2,
Oh
which is
yes, I
the
saw.
sequel to the
Ooh,
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, aptly
Um
named. Yeah.
yeah,
Yes, it
makes sense.
is directed by Toby Hooper. Interesting movie where, my understanding, and I didn't do like research or fact checking. This is just my cultural osmosis understanding before watching the movie. And if I'm wrong, then you could fucking find me in real life and strike me down. But my
I don't think
understanding
anybody
is
needs to
like
do that.
that Toby Hooper didn't want to make this movie. He was like, "What do you mean make a sequel to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2?" And then the studio like
Well,
strong-armed him. So then he was like, "Fine, fine, fuck it. I'll make the movie." And then he did, and he just like did a silly one. It's like you take a picture with a group of people, and like you're like, "Oh, let's take a picture," and then they're like, "Okay, now do a silly one." This was him doing a silly one.
Yeah.
Um,
mm,
Okay.
and they never use the silly one.
it's so awesome. It's so incredible. It's like
I thought you have seen this movie before.
No, I don't know why I didn't watch it. I've seen
Yeah.
other Toby Hooper movies. I've seen, like, obscure
Yeah,
Toby Hooper
very, like,
movies,
deep cuts,
like
and this is, like
yeah.
I mean, it's not like a it low key, he kinda, like, has, like, a cut like, 1 movie or 2 movies that are, like, popular, and then the rest are kinda just deep cuts.
Yeah,
It's like
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw and Poltergeist,
yeah, no, that's true.
and they're,
Um,
like I
but,
mean, I'm sure
yeah
most people haven't seen this movie that would,
no, no,
like,
no,
really like
yeah.
maybe some of the newer ones and the first one.
Way more people have to have seen the newer ones, than this one, I imagine.
Yeah.
But no, this one is so good. It has, like, kind of a weird reputation. I think some people dislike it, but I think like fans of Toby Hooper and fans of the original like generally are like really pro this. It's so tonally different, but it's like it is
Okay.
so good. It's so silly. It's so funny. Leatherface is like a sad incel
Mhm.
that just wants to like have a girlfriend, and it's gross and sad. There's like this weird like sexual tension, like this moment of sexual tension before he was going to kill our one of our main characters, where he's like rubbing like the chainsaw up her like bare leg.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre. And Dennis Hopper is yelling a lot. It's really great. And there's a huge set that they're running around like a fun house. It's great. I super super love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. If you haven't seen it, then you should watch it. Obviously, I'll be the first to say it. Um, so I watched that, and then I watched. What did I watch? Oh, of course, Megadoculus.
Right.
Last night in a theater full of fucking annoying white people, I
Oh
saw
god.
the
But there was
Megadoc.
like what was the percentage of the theater that was full? Like
It
there was like
was like
actually other people there?
60% full.
Oh wow.
It was like a small auditorium, so it's not like it wasn't like an
Sure.
IMAX screen with like
It's
800
also
And
seats,
probably like they're
but
not playing it at a ton of theaters, right? I mean,
I
it was
think that
probably
this
for
is
a
the
lot of
only
people like a
theater in my metro area that is
right.
playing it, and they're doing one showing a day.
Yeah, okay,
Um,
that makes sense.
yeah, there were like a lot of people in the theater. There were like there was the row of like 8 guys sitting right behind me that were they were like laughing hysterically whenever anything fucking happened in the movie. Like literally anytime Shia LaBeouf said anything, they just like broke out in like hysterical laughter, and
Oh,
it's like
jeez.
most of the movie is Shia LaBeouf saying stuff. So it was like they were just like
But is it
fucking.
funny?
It is funny. It is funny, but also have some
Okay.
decorum. You know, I'm
I
trying to
think you
listen to
could
what
laugh
he's.
in a movie theater when something's funny.
They were laughing so much.
Yeah. Okay.
uh, but the movie, it's like kind of it's not everything that I wanted, but it is so good. Honestly, I wish that they had figured out a way to make a version of this movie get released before Megalopolis was released, because I think that it would have made more people interested in seeing Megalopolis. Uh, it's because
With
it is
like
such it is
12 more people though, or like how many?
Yeah, I know. It's
You know what I mean? Because it's like you're like Megalopolis already wasn't like a huge success. How successful would the documentary of the making of a movie before that movie comes out be? You know what I mean? Like how many people would have gone and watched this before Megalopolis even came out?
nobody.
You
the
know?
the movie's really good. It's like there's a lot of like really fun like funny things happening in the movie, and it was like not a disaster of a production, but that Hollywood Reporter article, which they do talk about a little bit, just a little bit
Oh,
in the movie, um where it's like, oh, it's everything, the house is burning down. It's like, yeah, it's like it's a fucking cast and crew full of divas. So it's basically the what happens in the movie is that Francis Ford Coppola um hates his crew. Not hates his crew, but he's like his crew is
Does
everybody
he
on the
fire
crew.
the team in the movie?
Yeah, he does. Yeah. It's in the movie. It's like it cuts, and it's like Francis calls an emergency 7 a.m. meeting with all of the heads of
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and 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 then the people that he fires, the person that he fires, and then the lady that leaves, they're like not arguing with him, but they're trying to like explain like, hey, this is what we need to do, and he's like, what? And he's like just argue, and he's like arguing with them, and he's like, but why does it have to be like that? And it's like basically about
Yeah.
like blue screen. It's like, yeah, we have to have blue screen on this side of the street because you're gonna have extras walking there, and we need like their heads to be on the blue screen if you want this like megalopolis effect. And he is like, and he's just like, so he seems like so hard to work with, because he was like, okay, but what if we don't do that, basically? And then he fires them, and then and then the other person leaves, and it's a whole mess. But yeah, the whole movie is like he is like really frustrated with all of his crew, right?
Mhm.
And then he loves all of his actors except for Shia LaBeouf, who he really is super frustrated with.
Yeah.
um because like all of the actors are basically like, yeah, it's Francis Ford Coppola, it's like, I'm this is such a privilege. And then
yeah.
Shia LaBeouf is like, you know it's Francis Ford Coppola, and I wouldn't do this. Like, I wouldn't even do this if it was any other director, right? I wouldn't accept like working under these conditions if it was any other director, right? But I have to because it's him, and I have like no job security. He says that at one point in the movie. He's like, I'm the only person on this cast with no job security. Um, and then, but then like every scene
Why
that he
is
said,
that?
he's
You know?
arguing.
Hmm.
Hmm.
every,
Might be time
every
to look inward a little bit.
every time Shia LaBeouf is in the movie, he's just arguing with Coppola about like some shit that does not matter, like something that like just totally doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
Like there's this one point where Shia LaBeouf just like improvises a fist fight with another actor in the middle of a scene, and then Coppola's like, no, like no, 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 and then the other actor is like so pissed off, like visibly like so pissed off, because he's like, I just like, can we get this over with? And Shia LaBeouf's like, but I don't understand how like why not? Like I don't understand how this scene could end any other way. Like just being like so ridiculous. Um and then but there's like other cool stuff too, like Adam Driver is like a total diva. Um
Okay.
like real incredible, like super pretentious, like doesn't want to be on camera, feels super uncomfortable whenever Mike Figgis, who's the documentarian
Yeah.
there, is like on set.
Is
Uh
is there an actor that comes out of this like looking better, like that looks like the opposite of a diva, or like someone that looked like really nice and kind to work with?
Yeah, so Aubrey Plaza,
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
who is also in it. I've seen she's probably in it the most. After like Coppola's in it the most, and it's like Coppola, then Shia LaBeouf, and then Aubrey Plaza is in it a lot. Um, and then John Voight also looks very
Yeah, no,
good.
I'm sure he's awesome to work with.
No, I mean, listen,
Real upstanding guy. I've
terrible
heard.
human being, but like from the movie, it's like, yeah, he's like a great guy to work with and be around,
Yeah.
basically.
Okay.
From
Is
like
Natalie
how
Emanuel in
he's.
it a lot?
What do you say?
Is Natalie Emanuel in it a lot?
No, so she also similar to the Adam Driver,
Oh, didn't wanna.
didn't want to be in the so like not only Emmanuel's like agent contacted Mike Figgis and was like, can you can you not record her? Basically, and is like also like being a little bit of a diva that she's like not in it very much at all. And Mike Figgis was annoyed by that. Uh and then it's like Mike Figgis, he like shows up on camera is like recording himself talking about Adam Driver being like and he's like fucking he's like kind of pissed off because he's like, I'm trying to make this fucking documentary, right?
Yeah.
um
And the lead of the movie doesn't want to be in
yeah, and the
it.
lead of the movie's being like hard to work with for me, and he was like, I'm gonna compromise with it. I think I'm gonna go talk to him and I'm gonna say like, listen, if you're shooting a scene that day, I think it might just be better if I don't even show up, right? And like that sucks, right, for us wanting to
Yeah.
watch this movie. But then he's like, but then I'm gonna ask him, I'm gonna be like, but as a filmmaker trying to make this movie, can you work with me? And maybe I don't show up when you're shooting a scene, but you do a one-on-one interview with me, just talking like one-on-one with me like a director. And it seems like Adam Driver did agree to do that, and then they did shoot an interview. We get like 15 seconds of that interview. And then like there's like and then like that's it. We don't see like any of that fucking interview he did with Adam Driver. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. But the movie's awesome. It is very similar to like Burden of Dreams, with which is the movie about the documentary about the filming of Fitzcarraldo with Werner Herzog and Klaus Kinski. But in this one, Klaus Kinski is Shia LaBeouf,
Okay.
who is the evil guy that's trying to like make Coppola tear his hair out. But there's a lot of like incredible little tidbits, like Coppola like arguing with everybody basically, because he's like super
Thankfully.
like frustrated. Like there's a moment where there's a conversation that's captured between him and his DP, who I forget his name, but he shot basically all of these like digital modern couple like Twixt and Youth of That Youth, right? And the DP is like, okay, but the lighting's not going to be consistent. You know, it's like, are you sure that you want to do it like this because the lighting's not going to be consistent? And Coppola is like, this isn't what I pay you to do. I don't pay you to worry about fucking continuity, okay? I want you to capture beautiful images, which you do a great job of, but you don't worry about the fucking editing, okay? And he's like, it's like, okay. Yeah.
Funny.
And also like the movie has this crazy budget, so throughout the whole movie there's like a Mike Vickers is putting on screen like catering budget, and it's like a huge number. And it's like throughout the whole thing it's like costuming budget, and it's a giant number, and he's doing that like transportation budget, and it's a giant number, and he's doing that throughout the whole movie, and it's like ridiculous. And then Coppola is like sitting like on set one time, and he's like, I don't understand why we need all this fucking shit. I don't understand why we need all these trucks, and he's like, I shot Apocalypse Now, and we didn't need all this bullshit, and we had helicopters on that movie. And it's
Yeah.
like, bro, you bought $100 million worth of bullshit. Like, I don't know why you're so surprised.
Yeah.
But totally, like, I recommend, even if you haven't seen Megalopolis, which of course all three of us are like, you should watch the movie. You should seek out this documentary. It is, if you're interested in filmmaking at all, it's really interesting. Um, yeah, and that's my little mega doc tidbit.
Nice.
Um,
Is that the last thing you watched?
Yeah, I watched those two movies and then two
Yeah.
more movies, which we will.
Yeah, that we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah.
Owen, what did you watch?
Yeah, I don't really exactly remember what was the inciting incident of this moment that was happening, but I was like, I really need to rewatch Licorice Pizza. Of course,
Right, for no reason at all.
the new PTA is coming out, but I like tweeted out some like Licorice Pizza gif, and I was just really thinking about it. There was a moment I was just like kind of walking around thinking about it, and of course, yes, the new PTA is coming out, but I don't know. There was something else I feel like that really like I don't know if I saw a tweet or I saw something or maybe something online I saw. Or I guess also we talked about the long walk last week as well. Cooper Hoffman,
Yes.
Right.
and so that there's just a bunch of things that was entering my brain, and I hadn't seen that movie in a few years, and that was a big deal. That's a big moment for everybody, but for me too as like a film watcher. Uh, First movie I saw in 70 millimeter. I saw it like 3 times. I love that movie, and I like am not like the biggest PTA guy, and for whatever reason, that movie kind of just like hits a kind of space in my brain that I really love it, but also I haven't seen it in so long, so I didn't know how I was gonna feel about it. Because that's the thing that happens, over time. You're like, oh, okay, this is maybe not as good as I thought it was. But I wanted to revisit it because it's a very magical film, and it's um, yeah. But I love Cooper Hoffman in that. Rewatched that. Still really, really, really like that movie. Really special movie. Um, and yeah, it was cool to check it out. But yeah, that was all I kind of watched
Check
this
it
week.
out.
I don't,
Licorice
I don't have too much.
Pizza.
I don't have too much. I really, I think I was thinking about this as well because I know a lot of people. Some people don't like One Battle After Another as a title. And some people did. Some people really hate Licorice Pizza as a title. Those are like some of the great titles to me. I think of like the modern era. I think those are so great. I've been thinking about One Battle After Another for a while. Actually, I just really really like that title. But also like Licorice Pizza is such a great title because like it's just so singular. It's like that is like Licorice Pizza. Okay, that's what that movie
Yeah.
is. There's not like you're not getting confused with another movie, right?
No,
Like
I
it's like
agree with you.
so
Uh,
it
they're
makes you
both very
think, and
like
I don't
instantly
know,
iconic
it's
titles.
instantly
Yes,
iconic. I don't know.
instantly
I
iconic.
I love those titles so much. And everything about that Licorice Pizza to the from the poster to the cast to the music, there's just a very special kind of energy around that is so specific, and it is so specific in a way that like I'm like I don't really see him making a movie that is that specific in a way that like works for me. But I'm super excited about this new one. But I don't know. I'm interested. Like I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I was reading some people on Twitter arguing about, and I don't know if I really even entirely believe this, but like about PTA, and his like voice,
Like
and
his
I
like
guess I
filmmaking voice.
yeah, and just like how like I don't really entirely know what they were saying, but I just don't have a total understanding of him as a filmmaker as well as I haven't seen a lot of those movies in a while. Like I feel like I saw There Will Be Blood like 5 6 years ago, and then haven't seen it since. So I'm like I don't really know what I feel about most of these movies. But all I know is I really love Licorice Pizza, but I've seen like I mean he's only made like what like 9 10 features.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
not a lot.
but like I mean in compare I feel like his filmography is not that daunting in that way, but also it's like I don't know, but there's a lot of goat talk happening.
Yeah,
There
one
Uh,
is
battle after another will be the 10th feature.
okay,
so
10
much
features,
goat talk happening.
which is interesting. I don't know.
PTA is very similar to I was talking to our friend Hardy about this
Yeah,
a couple of weeks ago. Because I think that it's interesting when we talk about like cultural standing and like because like like film critics have always been obsessed with like the canon and like
yeah,
how like where like filmmakers fit in culturally and like compared to other filmmakers and stuff. And I think like PTA is so interesting because he's like the great American filmmaker, I think,
yeah,
in a lot of ways. um it's like him and I mean Christopher Nolan's not American, but it's like him and Nolan are very similar culturally, where it's
sure,
like everybody is like, yeah, these are just the goats.
yeah,
And it's like everybody, even like somebody that doesn't that watches, like 30
Yeah.
movies a year is gonna be like, yeah, those are just like those are the guys, those are the guys. Like my
yeah,
favorite movie is like three
yeah,
PTA movies, like
yeah. I think it's also I don't know what the gaps are between his movies, but I've always like I always kind of thought of him as like because there's always that like talk from him doing Boogie Nights super young and all that stuff. And it's interesting because he's only made 10 movies. Like he's started young and he's this hot kind of young thing, but he doesn't have like a gap. Sort of in the way I was thinking about Daniel Day Lewis and like how he is like super selective. And like, Daniel Day Lewis talked about as a goat and he's done like 30 movies or something. Like it's like he hasn't done like, of course, they're considered really great in all the Oscars and all that like critical success. But in terms of like the amount of work, it's not that much, which is interesting.
Yeah, well, Daniel Day-Lewis is interesting because he retired kind of early and then just like kept coming out of retirement for
Yeah.
PTA.
Well, it's interesting when I mean, we've talked about this before, and even with this new movie that Daniel Day-Lewis is doing, where it's like when he retired, but like his gaps aren't like it's like if he doesn't do a movie in 8 years, is that really what is retirement for an actor,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's interesting.
There's
Um,
also like I think about this sometimes with like a lot of British actors where it's like stuff that we wouldn't have paid attention to, but a lot of like
like stage stuff.
yeah, like a lot of British actors have like a reputation of like being one of the great actors before they're even in that many movies
Mhm,
because they're
mhm.
just such prominent stage actors. And like I
Sure.
know Daniel Day Lewis is on the stage, and like
Mhm,
you don't
mhm.
really think about that as much with like American actors. I don't think like you think about like Hollywood,
Yeah,
but
it's just I mean, different cultures. That is a different thing though, like, I think can't think of a specific but a lot of, like yeah, there's a level of, like, prestige and
yeah.
name recognition and,
And
like,
also, I
"Oh,
think
that
like that,
guy's
like
like that."
s- so you get some ground as like a person who's like really described as like where like Daniel Day Lewis is like often really associated with like method acting, where like you get
Mhm, mhm.
like a reputation from something
Yeah.
like that, where it's like people don't even have to watch the movies to be like, oh, that's just like a hardcore like actor, like that has to be one of the best
Yeah.
actors because he just like gets so
Well,
lost in the
it also
role.
it comes into a conversation of, like, um, I guess quality over quantity, but also just like one performance or a couple good like performances of this magnitude mean so much more like culturally over the of like a vast body of because there's
Yeah,
actors who are in so much garbage also that are
yeah,
really fantastic in everything they do, but they for whatever reason like the cultural uh,
right,
reaction to those things
yeah,
are different. I don't know. It's I think it's interesting who is because acting is also like so I don't know, it's something that everyone kind of is reacting to very differently and everyone has their own little thing
yeah,
about it. And it's I think it's funny who's not funny, I get, but it's fascinating who's kind of touted
Yeah.
or talked about in certain ways. Like Daniel Day Lewis is just talked about in such a specific way, of like this almost like mystical kind of creature that he
yeah.
is.
He is, and
Um,
it's interesting how
which
Daniel
is
Day-Lewis and
fascinating.
PTA, like, their
Yeah.
their goatness, right? We sound ridiculous, but, like, they're like
No, but
you
it's
know,
serious.
it's
It's
like
like
they're
it's an
intertwined
intertwining of
together.
that, yeah.
Yeah, because,
Yeah.
obviously, like, the There Will Be Blood is, like, so, like, the great American novel, the movie, right? And I think
Yeah,
that's, like, kind of what PTA was going for, like, how do I make my, like, Cormac McCarthy-ass, like, movie that's, like, super
yeah.
legendary? And he did, and it does have that reputation, and it's very
Mhm.
good. I like it's not my
Yeah.
favorite. It's not like it used to be one of my favorite movies when I was like a baby cinephile. It's not anymore, but I think that movie's still really, really incredible. No,
Doug just really knows how to deliver information in a way that people will not
Well,
no,
he's
appreciate.
I'm
fucking
serious.
shit-eating
I'm saying the
baby.
movie's really good. I'm like,
Yeah, no, I know.
um, uh, uh, but I even like so like Phantom Thread when Phantom Thread was still like a really new movie, right?
Yeah.
I remember like Daniel Day Lewis's like method acting preparation for that was already like super legendary, like super like this
Mhm.
crazy air was like hanging over that movie for me when it was like so new, where I was like
Yeah,
because I knew about these like he came out of retirement to do that movie, and he's like the greatest actor of all time came out of retirement to do this movie, and he like went to Europe and like actually learned how to make clothes with like a master like a clothes
yeah,
maker, and like all of like these crazy details. And it's like PTA and Daniel Day Lewis, they know how to like create like crazy like mythic legends like
Mhm,
shit
mhm.
together. It's really
yeah.
interesting. And One Battle After Another, I agree, Owen. Incredible title, like instantly iconic.
Yeah. No, I've just
Um,
been thinking about it recently because, like, that's just, like, life really is, right? Like, that's
yes,
just like, that's such
yes,
a fucking, like
yeah.
as just like
Especially
a
now,
it
especially
like, it
now.
just
Yeah.
that's so kind of on the nose, like, on the dot, like, of that is just how it is, like, and as, like, a three-word, like, kind of this is the current moment, like, I think
Yeah, maybe
Four
go back to
words.
school a little bit.
Yeah.
forward.
I got two words for you: Steve Nash and Chris Paul.
Must see TV.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, can't
He's like,
wait.
I didn't say 2 words.
Nash and
I don't know
Paul.
what I'm gonna see it, but I'll see it.
It's 3 words.
All right,
You
yeah,
did you
that's
watch anything else, Owen?
no.
Okay.
I mean,
Oh, you guys
just
could
like random
you
shit,
guys
you
will be
know.
busy, but you guys could try theoretically to catch
Oh, Kevin's saying it.
no, I know, but like you guys will still be busy, but I'm saying like Owen, you could like try theoretically to try to catch One Battle After Another in they're showing it on like IMAX film, like the
Yeah,
tall
no,
like
I gotta look more into it.
that would be
I'll have
cool.
some time here and there,
Yeah,
but
I'll be
um,
seeing it on Thursday in the Big Apple. Um,
Are you seeing it
uh,
on IMAX 70 or are you seeing it what format
I
and
think IMAX 70. I did not purchase the tickets, but
okay. Are you seeing it
with friend of the pod Sophie, yes,
yes, okay, okay. So you
who
probably are
shared.
seeing it on IMAX 70 then.
Yeah,
uh,
we're seeing
what
it in
if
Lincoln Square, so yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
imagine.
what if
Okay.
you
That'll be
weren't?
cool. That'll be really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. And sorry, I got what did I watch? Oh, uh, significant unfortunate thing happened this week that we didn't mention. Robert Redford passed away, and I
Oh,
Oh,
watched Butch
yes.
Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Because Robert Redford, I haven't really seen that much. That many movies that he's in. A lot of people like mentioning. There's like that one tweet that I think was like unironically like serious. Like I thought it was like a I thought it was like a joke tweet at first, but I think they were like actually being earnest where they were like, "Oh, everybody knows Robert Redford for this. You guys should watch these 10 Robert Redford movies." And like one of them was Captain America and the Winter Soldier, and I was
mhm.
like I thought it was a joke, but they were like I think they were like actually being
Hey,
genuine. Um anyway, not a guy that you should associate for his Marvel movies, but I watched Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, which is like the Robert Redford movie, I guess. Aside from like
well,
the
he's the
Robert Redford
Sundance Kid.
acting,
I
but
mean,
yeah, he's the Sundance Kid. Other than like stuff that he directed, I guess, but like acting, I think that's the movie that you would associate most with him, and I had not seen it.
Yeah. I
Um,
associate him most with um the fuck. That movie
well, you
about
can't
like where he's
associate
a
him with it that
reporter
much.
with
Oh, all the
Dustin
President's
Hoffman.
Men.
Yeah, All the President's
Yes.
Men. That was
I
a
mean
big
that
movie for me as a
for
kid.
the longest time, like I've loved that movie for a long time, and so that has been like what I've known him for the most. But I also just like kind of know him for like reputation apart from like actual performance, where he's just like one of the all-time guys.
Yeah.
Just like an amazing person, seemingly. Uh,
No,
and
yeah, I mean,
you know, like, and has just contributed so much to like the art form. Watch Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid because of that, and I was like blown away by this movie. Like, it was like the most like I needed to watch this movie right now kind of movie where like it has been a while since I've watched something that just like got me like that. Like it is so fucking fun. Like I had no idea that it was that entertaining of a movie. It is truly like from beginning to end the most I have smiled watching a movie in so long. Like I don't know what I expect. Like to me it felt like it was like and this sounds ridiculous, but it is like if I was going to make a modern comparison, it's kind of like 1969's Magic Mike 2. Like it's kind of it's
1969's Magic Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid is like 1969's Magic
just like
Mike
in the
2.
pure like
sure.
joy of just like seeing dudes hanging out. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like there's really and Doug's gonna like tweet this like now. He's gonna like tweet like that quote now so that people know.
Oh man.
um no, but you know what I mean? It's like it's such a like joy-filled movie. Like it's literally for most of the movie just two guys like having the time of their lives robbing banks and it's so
It's
it's so
so
much
entertaining.
funnier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much funnier than I anticipated. It is like I couldn't stop laughing, especially like in the first 30 minutes. I was like dying laughing at some of the like it is so good. And Robert Redford and Paul Newman are both like terrific, like chemistry through the roof, like best bromance ever type of stuff. Just like really wonderfully good time. Yeah, like I like really couldn't believe what I was watching. I couldn't recommend a movie more. than that one. So I watched that. I watched two movies that we're going to talk about in a minute, and then last night I did you want to say something, Douglas?
Well, I just on Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, it is
Mhm.
that's one of those movies that it's like if you have somebody that doesn't like westerns, they're like, "Oh, I hate westerns, like cowboy bullshit." It's like that's one of those movies
Yeah,
where they're like, "Oh, you should try
it'll win
watching
you
this."
over.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's interesting because it's like I don't know. It's
Cowboy bullshit.
Yeah, it's like
Well, there's a lot of
if
people
you
like
think
that.
no, there are, and
Yeah.
it's like, and I would recommend it to
Uh,
those people. I would also think that like
those people are
it feel
endorsed people.
yeah, it also that's what I was gonna say. Like it almost
I'm not
feels like a little bit
recommending
wrong
anything to those
because
people.
it is obviously a western, but it's so like silly and like making fun of things and like way less serious than like the entire history of the genre, which is like fun in
Yeah.
its own right. But I feel like you can only like or should only have fun with that when you appreciate like what happened before it, like to get there. And
Mhm.
so
Yeah, you have to
on the
earn Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. You have to watch
kind
at
of
least
like,
5 John Ford movies before
and
you
I'm not
get
even
to
saying that I've
unlock that.
earned it because
You
I
gotta
don't
eat your
watch that many
greens first.
westerns, but like, but you know what I mean? It's like I get it
Yeah,
from Doug's perspective of like recommend this to people who don't like westerns, but then it's also like if you don't like westerns and you love this movie, it's like that's kind of embarrassing, you know?
right, sure. No, that makes sense.
Yeah,
So
you're
it's like
kind of
I
a
don't know.
loser.
But I mean, it's like lovely movie. And then I watched the first Omen last night because I'm getting in like the Halloween
I
mood. I was like,
saw
let's
that.
rewatch. I've been wanting to rewatch the first Omen for like months, and I was looking at like
Real
the list of
deal.
horror movies that I had put together for like this September October like horror movie binge, and I was just like not in the mood for like anything on the list. And I was like, what do I want to watch? And then I thought of the first Omen, and I was like, man, I've been wanting to rewatch that for a while, and it's just like I mean, it really is just like crazy. I know we talked like in such great detail about how much we loved this movie when it came out. But rewatching it and like seeing some of the images in this movie and like seeing just
Yeah.
like so many of the creative choices, I was just like, this is like as much of a miracle as you could possibly get. Like it's like kind of crazy watching it back and just being like, man, especially like as we're about to talk about two movies that I we
Oh yeah.
mostly didn't like. You know what I mean? It's like I
Whatever the opposite of a
it's
miracle is.
yeah, it's
Fucking
just like kind of
disastrous.
crazy. So if for some reason you haven't watched the first Omen, you could watch that. But let's talk about the two movies of the week, Him and A Big Bold Beautiful Journey. We're gonna start with Him, but I wanted to mention uh first because this is like something that I noticed. And I don't know if this is how your guys' theaters were this weekend, but my theater, both times I went this weekend, Thursday and Saturday, to see these movies, was like pretty much empty. And I was like, I was talking to my friend about it, and I was like, huh, I guess there's just like not really just like unfortunate weekend. And I double checked before this pod, and the box office numbers are bad this weekend. Like specifically because these are the two big new movies, I guess. It was like a 77% decrease in the box office this weekend from last weekend. The
They're
number
calling it
one
the worst
movie,
weekend of the year, just
yeah,
overall in all ways.
the number one movie of the
Everything
weekend
included.
was still the Demon Slayer movie from last weekend, and
Yeah.
Him was like just behind it. Him made about $15 million. A Big Bold Beautiful Journey made $3.5 million
Jeez.
this
To be
weekend.
fair, that
Um,
Demon Slayer movie is like a big deal, I guess.
it is.
None of
It's
us
a
are like hip
fairly
on
big
Demon Slayer,
deal.
but
You
yeah,
know, fucking
It's
hip.
it's a fairly big deal, but it did have a huge drop off in the second weekend, which is like expect. I think all the like diehard big fans went to see it the first weekend, and now it's
right.
not going to like have legs really. And so as a result, like everybody that wanted to see that movie saw that movie, and now the two new
Yeah.
movies really underperformed. So I was just like, I showed up at my theater yesterday on a Saturday, which is usually like big busy day, and there was like two people in the theater, and I was like, oh, I guess
Yeah.
nobody's
It
at the
wasn't that
movies
bad
this
for me. I,
weekend.
I felt like there was decent crowds
It was
Oh,
pretty
overall.
okay.
dead
I
crowd
don't
for
know.
me.
Yeah, I was like, I really, I haven't seen my theater like that since I don't know before the summer,
Oh wow.
probably. Like, it was yeah, it was pretty dead this weekend. Anyway, I thought that was worth mentioning because these are both movies that did not perform all that well. But we're gonna start
And
with
it's mainly
Him.
their fault. I mean,
It's probably for the best that
yeah.
Yeah,
people
it's
didn't
probably
go
for the
out
best.
and
The other thing
Yeah.
that I thought was interesting is that like with Him, a lot of the audience won't show up on the box office numbers for the weekend because most of the people that could have seen it today will be home watching football instead of going to the movies. So it's not even really gonna make like
The
much on a
people home
Sunday.
watching football aren't gonna like that movie.
Sure, but it's
Okay.
like that it's kind of the intended audience. Like that is who you're marketing to.
Sure.
Is
I
We'll
mean,
I
talk about it. We'll talk about it.
yeah, well,
yeah,
we're gonna talk
yeah,
about it
yeah,
right now.
yeah.
Let's start with him because this is the
I don't
bigger
know.
movie. You wanna start with the football of it all? Is that like where we should
Yeah, that shit makes 0 sense. I don't know the fuck what
So I wrote a
what do you
note
mean he
down.
won 8 rings and they're what do you mean they're do they have the number 1 overall pick? What is going on?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
so
made
yeah,
absolutely no
yeah.
sense.
Fuck?
I,
It
it
makes
felt
it like also it's
yeah.
like, oh, they're calling him the GOAT before the draft, but then he got like
Yeah.
a concussion and now he like doesn't know if he's gonna get drafted.
Yes. I'm so happy
Yeah,
you guys are because I these are all things I was going to say as
Like
well.
like
yeah.
what are we doing?
That part's very
It's so
confusing.
everything the movie is built on in terms of like real world like sports logic makes 0 sense.
It felt like a European understanding of sports. Like it felt like European sports understanders trying to like apply like European soccer logic
And like you
to
just
the
buy the
to
player.
American NFL because like
Well,
the NFL doesn't. That's what I was thinking. Because okay, at the end, also don't go see this movie. We're gonna fucking spoil it. We're not gonna respect like the it's whatever. I don't give a shit.
Sorry.
At the end of the fucking movie, when Marlon Wayne's explaining the whole blood thing, and he's like, "Yeah, it's the blood of the goat that gets passed down." Like, and it's like, so this team, this NFL
Is this
team,
the
they've
Green
just
Bay
had
Packers?
the greatest football player or the greatest quarterback like forever. They've never not had the best quarterback
yeah, and
for
it's
like a
like
hundred. It's
nobody's
like, what the
suspicious of the
fuck are we
fact that the
talking
best
about?
player in the league
No,
every
it
single
literally
year
it's
is
Brett
always on
Favre,
one
Aaron
team.
Rodgers, Jordan Love. It's fucking like the bloodline. Um,
That's crazy.
the second they're like, and he won 8 rings, I was like, get the fuck, like stop the cut the tape, bro. Like
No, that
this is
was
so
crazy.
egregious, bro.
I you
Eight
say like
rings is truly
European
nuts.
understanding of sports too, but I think there's something about it that's like so American in the most boring way possible, which is like the way that they approach like that subject of like being the goat and motivation towards sports and like all of it is like so obvious in ways that I think is so fucking boring where they're like so interested in telling you things. Like to me this was like a movie made for like guy that went to like your public high school and like swore he was going to the league but like literally played
Yeah.
at like he played at like the 86th best school in the state and was like like came off the bench and like and he's
Yeah,
talking
wasn't
about
even
how
the best
he's
player
like
at his high school.
yeah and
Yeah.
he's like oh if I didn't sprain my ankle I would have like that's like how it
Yeah.
feels where it's like they're so like the way they talk about like the scenarios that he gets in where there's like oh there's a situation it's like oh you're a football player are you tempted by women are you tempted by hot women before you go to the and it's like this
Bro.
is stupid you know what I
Have
mean
you
and
seen
like the
that video of
paparazzi
Stephon Diggs with the
Yeah,
groupies
yeah.
pulling out the pink cocaine?
yeah
Yeah. That's this
but
movie.
that's like I don't know to me that's like the most obvious like boring shit in the world like their
No, yeah.
understanding of like how athletes like think and feel and act is like and to be
Mhm.
fair maybe a lot of athletes are just boring and uninteresting like
No, they
characters to
are. They
observe
are.
but
No, but
but they're
it
just like
was
really not reaching for anything with
interesting
it
as like a I don't know like what goes on when like people like write sports movies, but I know that the guy who wrote Air, I think like has a really strong grasp on like how to tell a story about like sports. But like I don't think that's a for whatever reason it there's not a great um through line of like guy who was right. It's a movie that like knows a lot about, but it's weird that like you would choose to make this movie. And I don't know, like I'm sure maybe the guy who wrote this does know a little thing or two, but then it gets so confusing. What the fuck? I don't know if it's a because I know there's like licensing issues where like the NFL like you have to be like super specific of like
yeah
not, but like also it's like then don't make the movie if you can't because I feel like it's so like you said, like it's fucking like paper thin to the point of
yeah
like you're not really saying or doing anything, but also it's like this just doesn't make any sense in terms of like
yeah
any like
H-
I
here's what I'll say on the writing front which I think you guys will agree with but the if you do look at the good sports movies, which there are a
They're
few,
they're
but like
very yep.
but when sports movies are good, it is almost always because of character. Like you
Mhm.
can't like the way that they're
Sure.
like where it's like Rocky is like you're rooting for like it's like so much of Rocky is not the boxing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
or like in
Yeah.
any other, even if it's like a movie like I'm thinking of like He Got Game, right? Where it's like this relationship between
Sure.
the two of them. Like it's like you like those characters are so unique and like so fully realized that it's like that's what
Yeah, I
makes it
mean,
a
good
good
writing is
sports
good writing,
movie.
right?
Like that doesn't like there's like these guys aren't real people, bro. Like
No.
Marlon
It's
Wayans is like not a real fucking person in this movie. Like that's not a guy that exists. I mean, it is
well, that's what
sort of,
I
I
was thinking when
guess,
watching
but
the movie, I was like, who is inspiring this character? Like, what
yeah,
athlete is
it's like
the
it's so
spot for this? Because he does not remind me of any athlete that has ever, like,
yeah.
existed.
It's I don't know. It's where I won't jump ahead to the other movie we're gonna talk about, but I think that's like
Yeah.
the biggest problem with both movies is
It's
like
like, these are, like, not
they
real people.
these like the characters
Just
have like no specificity where it's like even the main character in this movie, the Tyreek Withers
yeah.
character, he like has the like backstory at the beginning that is like as vague of a backstory as a person could have. He's just like, yeah, my dad was kind of an asshole, and like now like I've dedicated my whole life to football,
Yeah.
and like, and then he shows up at this place, and nothing for the rest of the movie gives you any insight into who he is ever again. Like it's like you have
No.
like the backstory, and then that's just kind of it. And I just don't know like how to make a I don't know how you can make a sports movie with athletes that you don't give a fuck about. Like it's like that's even true of sports in real life. Is that
No,
like
yeah.
watching sports is entertaining because you care about the athletes. So in a movie which is not real life, you should really care about these characters, but like they don't. I don't know. That's like it's like kind of unforgivable writing to me, I
Mhm.
think.
I think the concept of drawing a connection between like sports obsession and and actual like cultism is is like interesting as an idea. And I think
Totally agree.
overall
Sure, yeah.
concept of being like oh like what if we make like a horror movie about a like professional football, right, on like a high level, and like oh we like make it kind of demonic, like oh like the league is like a cult, right,
Mhm.
and it's
Right.
like
Yeah. Sure.
a big up and coming player, like a prospect, like a great prospect. It's like him like getting sucked into and indoctrinated in a cult. That like on the high level, it's like, oh sure, okay, write a movie about that, right? But then what
Yeah.
happens here, from my perspective, is like they had this like great pitch, and then they kind of like didn't really write the movie. You know, that's
Yeah.
what it feels like. They just didn't write the movie.
I
Um,
it to me it felt like they had a couple of like really good ideas, and rather than like write a script that's interested or even just create a movie that's interested in exploring those ideas, there's just like a couple of like provocative moments that like suggest that those are the ideas that they were thinking about, where it's
Yeah.
like what you're talking about with like there's like a couple of like images of like like religious like devil stuff, and then but they don't like go anywhere else with it. And then what I thought was like the most interesting idea in the movie that doesn't show up again until the very end of the movie, and like rather poorly I'd say, is like the idea of rich white like billionaires
Mhm.
owning athletes and like control
yes.
like a league dominated by black athletes with like rich white billionaire owners, and like what that and they talk like Marlon Wayans has like a pretty good speech about it at the beginning of the movie that I thought was like kind of interesting, and then doesn't bring it up again for the rest of the movie, and then at the very end, like the climax of the movie is like, hey, I'm gonna, spoiler alert, like Doug already said, kill all these people and like get my revenge on
Yeah.
them. And it's like, what, how is that tied to like any of the events of the movie that got us there? It's like you don't,
Mhm.
you're not really saying anything about the thing that you started to say something about, and that's like very frustrating. That's true of all of the ideas in the movie, I think.
No, the
But
No, yeah, it's
ending
just a bunch of
really, really,
random, oh, not random, but, like, there's just a
yeah,
bunch of ideas thrown there,
yeah,
and they're not really, like, even really started. They're just kind of been tossed in there as like,
yeah.
"Oh, this is an idea that is," again, they're not bad ideas, really, it's just they're not really fleshed out at all or even really
no,
given the time, or I don't know. It's just everything's like super. Even with like the old white billionaire stuff, it's like they just kind of put like, okay, here's an old white billionaire.
Yeah.
Think about that. It's like, okay, dude.
Think about it.
Well,
No,
also
it's like
like
they're just kind
I
of things like put in your face instead of
Yeah.
like actually like saying something.
and then the ending, which really jumps the shark, right? And,
Yeah.
like the again, just like totally does not play into any of these like kind of interesting themes or ideas at all. Especially like like the NFL being like a modern slavery. That's like that
Yeah.
is like an interesting thing to talk about
It's
and
like
kind
a
of
real, yeah.
yeah.
There
It's
are
a
But
real
real ethical
thing. It's a real
dilemmas. Like,
concept. It's like something that's
yeah,
been talked about for a while,
yeah,
and that's why it doesn't really feel like it's like, okay, these are things that people have said before or like brought up or thought about, and then you're just kind of being like, okay, that's things that those are things that people thought about, and also, okay, what is your like thesis of the like what are you saying
yeah.
about the things that have already been said?
right. And it's not cathartic or it's not. I don't think that the movie is cathartic at all. Like it's not like taking these ideas and then like expressing them viscerally, or
Mhm.
like trying to like say something like that. And I don't think it's so it's not doing that, right? And then I don't think it's adding anything to the discussion. I don't think it's
No.
anything bringing anything new or like, oh, I haven't considered that, or like, wow, that is like that's really interesting. I don't think it's doing that at all. And then Tim Heidecker shows up at the end and he's
Yeah.
explains what happened in the entire fucking movie in a monologue where he's like,
He's
"We
like,
groomed you, you idiot," and it's
we
like,
groomed you
oh,
since you were 12 years old.
it's like, wow, okay, that's really cool. This is
Yeah.
incredible screenwriting. Let's give this guy an
No, yeah.
Oscar.
It's like cool.
Speaking
Nice.
of Tim Heidecker or just anybody in the movie, do you guys like anything about this movie?
Yeah, I kind of I like how fucking stupid it is a little bit.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Like in my letterboxed log, I wrote almost admirably like stupid because
Yeah.
it's like it's like it if the movie like went a little bit farther with how like brain dead it was, I would be like, okay, now we're just having fun, now we're having
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
But it's like trying to hold on to like, no, we're like this is a Jordan Peele movie, and we're like we're
Yeah.
being real, like this is
Which
like
is a
Get Out
whole
for football.
conversation.
Um but which it's not obviously.
Yeah.
But I like I think that it was is it Tyreek Withers? Is that the
Yes.
um,
Yeah.
I think that he is like cool. I think that he has like a really like
Totally agree.
specific look. I think that he has a pretty good performance in this movie. Like he's like doing his best, and like he's an actor that would be interested in like being in a good movie, maybe. So I think
Yeah.
that uh,
That's exactly what I said in my review. I was
yeah,
like, this is like a guy who we need to put in a even just like a decent movie. It's looking pretty. I mean, he's very early into his career, so there's no reason for panic. Um, but he's far from making a good
Yeah.
movie
Y-
currently.
on the other
Um,
hand, Marlon Wayans. I don't know. People are like, "Oh, at least Marlon Wayans is having fun," and I'm like, "What? Shut the fuck up! Marlon Wayans is so bad in
Oh, I
this,
liked
bro.
him.
Really?
Yeah, I thought he was good.
Can I read
how
something
tall
that
is
Marlon
Marlon
Wayans
Wayans?
posted on Threads?
How tall is he? He's shorter than Tyreek Withers.
He looks like he's like
Like
5'8".
this is not a
Um,
this guy's with the coat. What is going?
Marlon Wayans on Threads said, "Just to be clear, dot dot dot. I
Mhm.
respect critics. Their job
Okay.
is to critique. I
Mm,
respect their work. It shapes
yeah.
our industry. But an opinion does not always mean it's everyone else's opinion.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Some movies are ahead of the curve. Innovation is not always
Oh
embraced, and
shit.
art is to be interpreted, and it's subjective. I've
Mm,
had a career of making classic movies that weren't critically received, and those movies went on to be classics in all caps. So
true.
don't take anyone's opinion, just go see it yourself. Love to all, him in theaters now." And then he posted like two screenshots of White Chicks
Mm.
Rotten Tomato score and him's Rotten Tomato scores. So the class, like the capital C classics that he's talking about is White Chicks there.
Are you critiquing this
Mm.
post? Because I actually have no problems with every single word he said in that.
No, I think it's interesting. I think I just think it's like interesting to bring here to the fold as like a
I
defense
saw
to
this
him.
post and I was like, this I like him more for this. I think everything he
Well, more is a little maybe.
No, I mean, I
Wait,
think okay.
wait, no, speak on that. Speak on that.
No, okay. Well, listen, I already like Marlon Wayans anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But like, I do think that this is like a an effective or like a respectful approach to trying to get people to still see your movie and not like be an asshole about it, where he's like, yeah, critics are, like critics are vital, but I want people to watch my movie, obviously, so I'm going to tell people to go see the movie because critics don't mean that. And the people that follow him on Instagram, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they probably don't care that much about what critics are saying. You know what I mean? I can't imagine that a lot of people who follow him on Instagram are people. I'd imagine a lot of them are people who like movies like White Chicks, and if that's the
Okay.
case, they're probably not being like, oh, 30% on Rotten Tomatoes, I'm not going to go see this movie. So seeing him post about it, they're like, yeah, you know what, you're right, I will go see him. And I
Why,
think that that's fine.
if the people that follow him on Threads
Reds.
don't care about the Rotten Tomato score, then why would he talk about it? You know what I mean? That's my only.
He
It's
do
like I think that
cares.
like as the filmmaker, once you start talking about like I love the critics, but like they're kind of wrong maybe, and I think my
He didn't
movie's
say they
really
were
good.
wrong.
It's like, well, I think that you lose though once you start talking about like the critics don't,
Yeah.
it's like if
I mean,
you
but you're
lost
an
the war
actor. You're
once you
like an
let it
actor
get to
trying to
you.
market your movie, dude. You're not going to be like, "Oh yeah, the critics are right.
No,
Don't go
but
see
like
him. It
the second
sucks."
the second you start talking about the critics at all, it's like you're losing the battle a little. Like
Sure,
it's like you're losing like the mental warfare.
Yeah.
sure. I
Because he's like,
guess.
You
hey,
guys see you guys see
the critics
Robert
aren't
Daniels'
bothering me at
review?
all.
Whose?
Do you see Robert Daniels' review?
Yeah, it was very negative.
I did not read his review, but I did see that
Like that
this is
shit,
his
like
I
least
read
favorite
it.
movie of all
if you're
time.
Marlon Wayans and you see that shit, like you just got like you can't you gotta take a step back, bro. Like I don't know. That
I just don't. I think to his point, for the average American, White Chicks is a classic. To his point, I
What
think it is.
it is a classic. It's a classic comedy for sure
Because the
that
way
he
you said it made
co-wrote.
it seem like it wasn't.
Um, I think this is a yeah. I read this because I think it's a fucking dumb post. Yeah, it's a dumb thing to
I know, but
post.
you were like making fun of him calling White Chicks a classic. It's like that's a movie with a huge reputation in
mhm.
America. Like people love that movie.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yes, that's true. People,
like it's a classic. It's like what do you want? Like that's like if you go to work and you
Mm,
ask 10 people like if they
they're
think White
like
Chicks is
White
a
Chicks is
classic,
in
I bet
like
they'll all
top
say
10
yes.
movies ever. Yeah.
I just don't
Wow.
think it's that crazy to say. I think that's a perfectly normal thing to say. Is like, oh yeah, critics hated
it
White
is
Chicks.
not a perfectly normal thing to say. It's not. That's what I'm pushing back on. This is not a. It's not a normal thing to say.
I I just
It's
feel like
very
this
like
is
it kind of has like the rock energy.
Super insecure. It's like so
It's
in,
like
like reeks of
guys, like
insecurity.
please see Black Adam. It's
No, it's like
actually
literally. It's
good.
like guys, my movie's good. Please,
Um,
guys,
I just
don't
don't
I don't
listen to
really.
the
I guess I
critics.
don't have I don't have an issue with like what he's saying. I just have. I don't know if he should be saying.
sure,
Like
maybe he shouldn't have
it's
posted
like
it. I just don't think it's that crazy at
the
all.
idea of like yeah, like some things get panned and then they're actually good
Yeah,
is
it's like
like
it's true.
I accepted.
What
Like
if
that's a right
imagine
thing.
like
But
Margot
I
Robbie
just
posted this about fucking Babylon. Like it's like that would be so embarrassing. That would be so embarrassing.
Yeah, because it's Margot Robbie.
That's what I'm saying. What the
okay.
yes.
I just think it's different.
This yeah, him is bad.
Yeah.
I liked when they fucking no I didn't like it, but they just like they put the what are the fuck what's it called? The Joker machine. They fucking shoot the fucking football at that guy's face
Oh.
like 20 times. Ridiculous scene.
What did you
I
think
like
about the like brain damage like
No, like
scenes
when he
where
gets
they're
like the
like
two hands.
well no, like when they're going like helmet to helmet and we get the fucking black and white like
This is two
that was
hands.
cool. Yeah. Make a horror movie about CTE is like that's a really cool idea. This is not that at all. Instead of trying to be that, it doesn't want to be that, but that's like not what that is at all. But that's a really cool idea, a horror movie about CTE. This is just
yeah.
like the character just happens to have CTE, and it's like kind of besides the point.
Yeah. Well, that's like one of those other ideas that I think like the movie didn't go too deep into, but they do like
Well, there's a
hint
lot of head
pretty
trauma like
there's like a lot
stuff
of
in
trauma,
there.
there's a lot of like injury, there's a lot of like this is how we deal with it and it's pretty vaguely hinting at the fact that like all of this is kind of unethical and like wrong and like that you
Yeah.
shouldn't be doing this to your bodies, but Um, similar to
Maybe
the other stuff, it doesn't go anywhere with it.
maybe that's part of the problem. It feels like maybe the writers of the film don't like football and think that football is a problem, right? But because of that, they don't have like a deep understanding and respect of the NFL and how, you know what I mean?
Sure, and that would be fine. I think you could just make an anti-football movie if you want, but
Yeah.
um,
Well, I don't know. So that's the thing. So like, I don't know what the stance is on it. I don't know. Like, I guess it is very like
I don't know
negative,
what to think
but
about
like,
anything getting out
I
of this
kind of
movie.
like. I don't think this is something that like they don't go into it too much. But I had a thought when watching this movie because there's very like these like gladiator esque moments where it's like Terry Withers and like the trainer guy is like
Yeah,
doing like it's like it reminds me of like the Denzel scenes in Gladiator 2 where he's just like doing these like stupid monologues about like battle
yeah,
and being like a gladiator and I'm like there's a movie in there of like just like shaping and framing like an NFL player as like a gladiator and just kind of you know
Gladiators
painting it
famously
in
were also
that
slaves, you know? I
yeah,
think
there's
yeah,
something
there's yeah.
there. There's something there, but it's again, it's just another like half baked thing that's thrown in there that's not really like uh utilized really. But I kind of liked
yeah,
that as a way to orchestrate a football movie as like panning as like this like gladiator kind of epic, but it's just kind of something that's like an idea really here.
The structure of the movie, this was my kind of I was telling this to my girlfriend when we were leaving the theater, because like this is what really stuck out to me and was like really frustrating me immediately after watching it. I never want to watch a movie where an ambitious young person gets invited to go hang out at at an old successful like rich person's house and that is like secluded from society, right? I think we're good. I think there's enough of fucking movies where that's the central concepts. I'm good. No more.
Oh
yeah,
man.
No more. You know, and you know, I'll go a step further. None of the movies, none of them are very good. It's like not a very strong idea. Um,
yeah.
I don't know if you
I
guys
agree.
made that connection either,
I
but
mean, they sell like hot pockets though. I mean,
I guess, but and I guess it's like easy to make because it's like, oh, you just need one fucking location, right? And like two actors. But
Yeah.
no, I
What
don't
did
know.
you?
Blink Twice was fine. Opus was bad, and like Opus, this was also bad. So
Yeah, yeah. And there's plenty more where that came
they're
from.
coming.
yeah,
More on the
It is
way.
like yeah, it's like a very like emblematic of our current moment thing is like making a lot of movies about class disparity, but specifically like portraying rich people the way that they do in this movie and Blink Twice and all of that is gonna just be in every horror movie you watch for the next however many
What's going on?
maybe forever. Maybe forever. Um anyway, anything else you guys want to say about the movie? I don't know that there's that much more to talk about. We can move on to movie number 2 if you want.
people
Yeah,
keep
it's
saying
just,
that the movie is like striking. It's like super visually striking, and it's like they're like doing silly stuff. Like he has the light in the helmet, and it's like, oh, that's an idea, you know. But
Yeah.
most of the movie, to me, and you guys can push back on this if you want. To me, I don't need to give you permission, but to me, most of the movie looks like
pushback.
it's like images that are supposed to be like cut together in a fucking like The Weekend music video, you know. It's
Yeah.
like
It does have music video.
That's
Like
a
there's like
vibe. Yeah.
what is the fucking? It's the like the last. Oh, what's the fucking call? Where they do like it's like a close up of him and it like zooms out and it's like the
Oh,
fucking
The
like
Last
biblical.
Supper.
Exactly.
I
oh
It's
that
forgot
like
la-
about
like
this.
what the
I
fuck?
fucking I cackled in my seat, dude. They did that and
It's
I was like there's
so
no way. That's so embarrassing.
it is
it
very
is that's what it is.
embarrassing.
It's an embarrassing movie and I think everything is so obvious. Like
Yeah,
they're called the
that's what I felt.
saviors. Like
Yeah.
everything is so like this is like the fucking most obvious first idea like thing you could have thought of. It
Yeah.
yeah, everything. It's there's so
Yeah, there's like no room
like
for
it's I
subtlety.
like was like almost laughing in my seat of like this is so ridiculous. Like everything about the movie was just like, oh, of course that is what just happened. Of
Yeah.
course. Like
It almost feels like the creatives involved with the film, they felt like the concept and like the high level idea was so infallibly strong that they would just like figure it out as they went. You know, it was like they would just like fill in the ideas as they went because the core concept was so strong. And I think
Yeah,
that was not true.
Yeah,
I
but no,
agree.
I don't think it looks great. Like I
No.
remember when the trailer came out, there are images that you can pull out like in a vacuum that are nice images, but it's not like there's nothing impressive. And I think that I will get into this in the next movie, but I'm getting tired of some of this bullshit. Like you throw in these fucking nice clouds, or you throw in these little fucking things here and there. You throw
Yeah.
in the fucking inverted like fucking thing in there, and then everything else is like dog shit. And there's like the direction is bad, and it's like it's gimmicky. It's super gimmicky, and it pisses me off.
Hey, sometimes a gimmick is sometimes the gimmick gimmicks, you know what I'm saying?
No,
Yeah. You know
I
what? What a good
ridiculous.
transition to our
It's
next
fucking
movie.
ridiculous.
To
Um,
BBBJ bros.
yeah, Big
Fucking
Bold
God,
Beautiful
we
Journey,
talked
which
about good titles earlier. Awful
um
fucking title. What the
I
fuck
don't
is
even
going
hate that
on?
much.
The
But I will
big, bold,
say
beautiful journey.
I can't
on the
even remember
subject of
all those
what
words.
Doug was saying about the hymn script, this is a script that was featured on the annual Blacklist a couple years ago
That makes
and
sense.
was one of the hottest scripts on the market,
Yeah,
which is
ridiculous.
interesting, I
Fucking
think,
awful script.
as we get into talking about this movie. Okay. I think I want to start with Doug's thoughts because
Yeah, what the fuck,
this
Doug?
is a movie that Doug
He didn't
cried
even rate. He
during.
didn't even fucking
And
rate on Letterboxd.
and similarly, uh
He fucking-
I wanna but similarly to him, we're gonna just spoil this movie. So I wanna start by asking Doug, because I'm curious after having seen the movie. What is the part that made you emotional? Or is it multiple?
Uh, there were
Is it
kind of a
No,
couple
Doug.
moments that like
is it the
really got
love
to me.
story though? Or is it the like traveling back in time, like seeing your parents
Is it the
thing?
Burger King?
Or is it
It
both?
it's like both. Like a lot of this movie,
Okay.
it's like so complicated. It's I'm gonna tear up talking about it. It's so
Oh my
complicated. It's
god.
so complicated. My feelings, I mean, about the film are so
Oh,
complicated because I'm sitting there.
this is the
Oh
last
fuck.
podcast.
Oh, um, here's the thing: I'm not going to argue that the movie's good. That's my biggest thing. That's my biggest thing. Or I'm coming to is like you need to understand, listener.
Oh,
If
you're
you're
like
like,
me
Oh.
oh,
right
Doug
now.
likes the movie, and Owen like it's Owen's least favorite movie of all time. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to argue because like, yeah, the movie's bad. Like, don't watch it or do watch it or whatever. I don't give a fuck. The movie's bad. I don't like. I also don't have like a relationship with Koganada at all. Like, it's like he's
Mhm.
like fine. I think Columbus is cool, but like I don't know, you know. But the shit is like not good and I shouldn't like this movie. And that's like I'm mad at myself. I'm mad at myself because like it fucking worked on me, okay? It
Yeah.
fucking
Oh,
it's like it got
fuck.
to me.
Oh, doesn't it feel good though? You know?
No, no, it doesn't. Like dude, my god. Fuck. Um
When you made me cry at the fucking car
no, I'm
commercial.
crying. I'm gonna cry right now talking about it.
The
Like
Super
there's
Bowl commercial makes you fucking tear up.
no, because it does look like a fucking Super Bowl commercial. Yes. Um, but like there's a moment towards the end where it's like Colin Farrell's like character is so self-loathing and he's like, man, if I can go back and like Margot Robbie's like they're talking in the car and Colin Farrell's like, if I can go back and tell my fucking my and I was God and he's like, if I can go back and tell myself one thing when I was a kid, I would be like, yeah, you're not special, okay? I would be like, you're not special. And then at the end of the movie, like
Oh my
Colin Farrell has to
god.
like talk to
Oh
himself and
my
it's like,
god. Oh
fuck,
my
and
god.
it's so sad because it's like he hates himself so much, and then he's like, but it's like you know what, it's fine because it's like it's uh and it's like God, man, because it's like
Oh.
sometimes yeah, you do just hate yourself, but it's like you shouldn't hate yourself, dude. Like, because like it's like you
Mhm.
do, you are like just like you were just a kid, and like you are just a
Yeah.
guy, and you got to figure it out. And it's like, yeah, man, and like being in a relationship is fucking hard, okay, and it's complicated, and it's like soulmates don't exist, and they're not soulmates. They like really got to know each other, and they have this baggage that they understand, and they like see each other's baggage, but then it's like they're able to look past that and and
Yeah.
Yeah.
ah you
Doug,
know
can I
Like a
ask you
fucking greeting card. Holy shit.
yeah, it's like how many romantic films have you seen before? You know, it's like have you checked out The Notebook?
Oh man, you love that shit, man.
Yeah,
Or
The
have you
Notebook's
watched? Oh, have
fine.
you watched Letterboxd favorite About Time?
Mm.
No, the
Because
About
this
Time looks
movie really
bad.
reminded me of
It's
About
About
a
Time looks
Time.
bad.
About Time's better than this movie.
About Time
I'm
looks
gonna be
bad.
honest, dog. You'd be crying a
You
lot
be
during About
tearing up.
Time.
You'd be tearing up.
No,
Also,
it's
Margot
like,
Robbie.
um, but I'm gonna be honest, I think but it's so complicated because I think that the tasteless nature of this film and like the stuff that is really bad about it is part of what makes it like work for me. Does that make any sense?
No, and you know what?
Like,
And you weren't. I don't believe you were present on this podcast. You could correct me if I'm wrong, but this is exactly how I felt earlier this year watching Materialists, where what
okay.
I liked
Yeah, I thought
about
about that movie a lot.
I explained this to Owen, which is like what I liked about Materialists was a lot of the things that people disliked about Materialists, and like a lot of like how cold it was, and like weird and distant it was, like made it appealing to me as somebody who enjoys rom-coms. And I thought maybe at some points during this movie that I was going to kind of feel the same way, but then I almost wanted to meet it on the wavelength of like appreciating it as like a real beautiful piece of trash. And it's not that, and that made me upset. Like I kind of
Yeah.
almost
Well,
wish
actually, I
that
think it's like it almost it's like adjacent to a good movie. There's like
because this is the thing. This is the thing, and I'm not even going to be critical of Doug's position, because I have done this more than anybody. You know, like this is my bread and butter. Like this is what I do, is watch shitty
Uh-huh.
romances and cry and have to
No,
defend
yeah, I
them to,
mean,
like,
it's
I
very
love
easy
this
to
stuff.
do, which is why
Um,
the fact that I didn't feel anything during this movie was so baffling because it's
yeah,
such a layup. It is such a layup to do like a fucking sappy romance, like, and make it emotional. Like that's the easy. It's like it's so fucking easy.
They
So the
yeah,
fact
leave
that
the
this movie,
fucking Burger King and it's the most
so that
beautiful
the fact
fucking
that this
sky
movie
in the
isn't
world.
that I'm like just sitting there, I'm like, what? This is fucking stupid. Is like it's such an awful fucking embarrassing failure because it's a
no,
layup. It's a fucking
I
layup. You have Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie, and
Ugh.
they have no chemistry, and it's awful.
But
here's the thing.
that's part of what makes it good.
Yeah, so explain that.
No,
Before
I'm
before
so
me and Owen talk about what we don't like, explain why what we don't like is
Yeah.
good.
No, because here's the
Because this
thing.
is what
You're
I
right.
did with
Colin
Materials. So
Farrell
go.
and Margot Robbie. It's like I actually like at certain points in the movie, I'm sitting there and being like, "What the fuck is going on?" It's like, and it is. It's like, man, this movie. There was a moment in this movie where I forgot they say some bullshit. They're always saying bullshit, but like they say some bullshit, and it's like, and then it goes into them not speaking, and I'm like, man, this would fucking rock if they just like never fucking said any words to each other, right?
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking, and it's like, no, no, Doug, you don't get it. I'm having like a moment where I think about I was reminded of The Happening, M Night Shyamalan's The Happening during this movie, just because it's like I remember my position on defending is it Zoe Deschanel? Is she in that film?
Mhm.
I
Yes.
Yes,
yes,
yeah.
I remember my
Good
position of
memory.
defending her performance in that movie as like really good, right?
Mhm.
And because a lot of people they watch The Happening and
Oh,
they're like
she's great
Zoe
in that movie.
Deschanel is like terrible in this movie, and I was
No.
like, yeah, but like people only feel that way because like she's portraying like a specific kind of personality that people don't like that personality in real life. Like if somebody saw somebody like Zoe Deschanel's character in The Happening in real life, they would be like, "Oh, I just
Mhm.
don't like this person." Because it's like
Mhm.
that rubs me the wrong way. But it's like a true kind of like interesting
Yeah.
like artistic portrayal of that personality. And
Yeah.
I feel like I was
Yeah.
having that
You're
relationship with the Margot Robbie character in
yeah,
this
you're
movie.
getting at something here.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
this is okay. I will agree with you on this. This was my thing when watching the movie. I was like, I would totally accept these performances in these like insecure fucking losers if they were not like some of the most beautiful fucking people on the planet. I was
Yeah.
like, shut the fuck up, Colin Farrell, with your fucking bullshit. I was like,
Oh,
this
he
is
looks
so
so good in this movie too. It's like
Colin
kind of
Farrell is like
cool.
beautiful.
one of the
He's
sexiest human
fucking
beings ever lived.
beautiful. And
Yes.
they're
Yeah.
like, I nobody loves me like bullshit. I'm like, and they're like all like awkward, like I don't want to talk about this. Like, shut up. Like that's it just does not work. I think that it is so horribly miscast in like a way that like I just don't think there is something there and there's
Yeah.
something in this movie. But I was watching it and I was like, this is like some like the perfect version of this movie is like some like mid 2000s like Michael Cera and Elliot Page movie. Like
Oh, interesting.
this is like some like
Huh.
awkward like mid like
Yeah,
20s like kind of introverted like love story, but you're
Interesting.
I
portraying it
agree.
you're portraying it as like Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie, and they have like he's got like his fucking like sexy accent and shit, and like I'm like what the it just I think there is something there, but the casting makes it so baffling that I'm like pissed off about it.
Yeah,
Okay, so I was imagining, you're gonna hate me so much. I was imagining um different actors playing these characters as well, because I was sitting here and being like, what the fuck is going on with this casting? Like I was so like towards the beginning of the movie, I could not like shake it off. I was like, what the hell is going on with the acting in this movie? Like, why
Yeah.
the fuck are these like it was I was to me, I was like, this is like generation, like I don't understand what's happening, right? Like it was confusing to me, and I was like, okay, but let's like take a step back. They go through the first door, they're at the lighthouse, right? And they're walking around the lighthouse and they're talking. And I was imagining while Colin Farrell was talking, I was like, what if this was prime Marlon Brando? Right? I was like, what if Marlon Brando was doing a Marlon Brando performance as this Colin Farrell character and walking around,
um,
and I was like, wait, that would be
I
so good. Wait,
nothing could have prepared me for what just came out of your mouth, dude. If you gave me 1,000 guesses for what actor you were about to say, I literally would never have gotten to that
Fuck.
conclusion.
Oh man,
and then
this
I
movie
was
would have been so much
imagining
better if
Margot
it had like the
Robbie
greatest
as get
fucking
this
actor
as
in the world.
Ingrid Bergman, and I was
Oh
like,
my god.
wait, oh my god,
Yeah,
and
you
then I was like, wait, maybe this movie's actually really
and
good.
what if it was fucking directed by like fucking Stanley Kubrick? Man, maybe it would be good then. Maybe this movie would be good.
That's so crazy. That's not at all who I was picturing in the lead roles. I like to me this would be I and
Oh
again,
fuck.
this is not a good thing to say or suggest, but just by nature of the types of things that I tend to like, I think this movie would be 10 times more enjoyable if it had 10 times less talent involved. Both
Well, that's the thing.
like
Is it's like
on
it's
every
so like
front. I'm like, I
cheesy
don't know why
stupid.
Kogonada is directing this. I don't know why you got two like huge A-list star. Like these should be
Yeah.
people who I know because they are in Netflix originals and they finally got their chance to
No,
be in a
it's like the
theatrical release.
what's the
Like,
girl from Outer Banks? Like the
Oh,
yeah,
KJ
Madeline
fucking
Klein.
It's like a
Madeline
KJ
Klein. We should like
Apa,
Madeline
Madeline
Klein should
Klein
be in
movie.
this movie,
It's
and I
like
would like it
that's what
more.
the
You know,
vibes are, and I'm like, this is a movie I shouldn't have
like
seen,
2013
You're right.
and
Shailene Woodley should
You're
be
right.
starring in this. This should not be
You're
like
right, but the fact, because that's what this material, like this terrible like fucking script, that's what like it deserves. That like it should be like Madeline Klein or like an older Shailene, like younger Shailene Woodley, right?
yeah.
It earns like kind of that, and like that kind of audience that comes with that. But I think the fact that it is like it's Kogonada directing this, who Kogonada, again,
it's
not one of my
so
guys, but Kogonada clearly like super competent filmmaker, like
yeah.
incredibly competent filmmaker in terms
Listen,
of
he made Columbus. I'm not gonna
no,
shit on
but
him.
this is what I'm
Like,
saying, right? This is what
I'm
I'm saying.
sorry. Like
Like
Owen's gonna be annoying about it, but it's like I really like. There's no way to convince me. There,
This is
there's
not
no way to
good.
convince me that the guy who made Columbus doesn't have some talent.
no,
Like,
What
but this is what I'm
happened,
getting at,
dude?
right? It's like talent is complicated, but at least like on a technical level, like Kogonada
Yeah.
understands how to make a movie, like actually understands how to make a movie on a technical level, right? And like movie images, and then you have Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie, who I'm gonna say it, great actors,
One
right?
thing is
yeah,
Colin Farrell's unreal. Like that's an unreal talented guy.
yeah.
This
Yeah,
is performance rethinking my whole life. I don't.
but I think
It's so
that is
bad.
that's what makes this movie so part of what makes this movie so fucking bizarre and interesting is that you have all of that stuff and it's like what the fuck is going on, like every scene I'm sitting there being like what the fuck is going on, and then by the end of it I'm
Holy
crying, and by the end of it I'm fucking
Yeah.
crying, and I'm like I live a life full of love, and I identify with everybody in this movie, and it's like my like
Yeah.
life is so complicated. And I was thinking, I was like, oh man, this movie is like this screenwriter's therapy, and people are always like, oh, like fucking like bad screenwriters, you guys need to figure out something else than doing fucking therapy in your movie. And then I'm watching it and I'm like, no, but you know what, this is also therapy for me. I'm having a therapy session right now with BBBJ. um
Yeah.
and then I leave the movie and I'm like, I'm not rating this because I don't know what the fuck just happened. I don't know what
Yeah.
the fuck just happened. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, and let's speak a little bit to our experiences because I don't think okay. So here's my perspective in comparison to what happened to Doug, which I do think is like 9 times out of 10, if you make a movie like this, I'm exiting it feeling exactly what Doug just
Yeah,
described.
sure.
I I felt, and again, it's all going to come down to the script, which I think is just a weird. That's what every single like thing that I think makes this movie weird is the combination of like the two things that you just described, which is like giving all of these talented people this script to work with. Like I think that's like mostly what it comes down to is like this is a strange fucking script that is like again just like him really lacking in
Hmm.
specificity,
Hmm.
like almost never getting into the details of the characters or their inner worlds, and more specifically in the dialogue and the way that they talk to each other and the conversations that they had, which I could have sworn by like the fifth or sixth one, like it was the same one every time. I it's because it's so like the things that they're
Yeah.
saying to each other are so broad that you can't tell them apart from each other. Where like if you were to go back right now and read me the script, like read me dialogue, like a conversation that they had, I couldn't tell you which part of the movie that dialogue happens in because like that is how like broad and general every
Yeah.
like
Hmm.
not even just the conversations between the two of them, but even like the conversations that they have with their parents or like anybody in the movie is just like so vague that the romantic chemistry doesn't work. But then it's also weird on top of that because I do think, and Owen's going to disagree with this because he hated this movie, but I do think there are like a couple of moments in this movie, and maybe Doug agrees with me, that are like genuinely like really charming. Like I was like kind of like, oh, this is like
Yeah, of course
I
I
think
agree.
I
Yeah.
think early on in the movie when they meet at the wedding, I'm like there's a moment where they're like outside like flirting with each other before Margot Robbie goes back in and I was like, "Ooh." And I was like, "Oh, this could be like like this movie could win me over." And then they really like don't like further that at all with the rest of the conversations that they have. And then even like when Colin Farrell goes back to his old high school, which I think to me was the most charming part of the whole movie. Like that was my favorite scene in the movie was like when he does this like musical at his old high school and he's like playing a high schooler, but he's Colin Farrell still. I thought that was like incredibly charming. I was like, this is like on its own foundation for a movie
I
that
think the
I
whole movie
really
should have been
like.
that.
I I literally I might not
Like,
disagree with you.
that's like
I
Peggy Sue got
j
married, like, in
That would
like
have been
a
right.
cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It
I thought that part was something like that I was like, "Oh, this is something you could, like, explore." And I think that, like, it being like a mute like, having Colin Farrell, like, sing and dance and stuff like that,
yeah.
and do this,
Awesome.
like, theater production is, like, smart and, like, a thing
Yeah.
that, like, is a good idea. But everything kinda, like, happens it's very fast, and we're jumping from thing to thing,
Yes.
and there's not a lot of good things that we jump to. So when we leave something that's interesting fast to go to some other bullshit where they're like, I don't even remember, like there's like a deer and the car flip. I don't know. Like okay, I
And then
Yeah.
the deer's guts are yarn. Did you see that?
Right.
Yeah.
One of like the things that you have to nail in a movie like this that this movie just kind of abandons is like again it has to do with like that specificity, but when you talk about it being rushed, like by the time that you get to Colin Farrell telling her that he loves her, you have to like this is just an issue with with movies that are structured like this where it's like it's happening very fast, like the events of the movie are actually over a short amount of time. You have to like convince people that in the span of like a day these people have fallen in love with each other, and the only way you believe that is if like little things along the way really convince you. And like the little detail that they use in this movie is like, oh, they both stopped at Burger King for a Whopper, you know?
yeah.
And it's like, that's crazy to me. Like, that's like not a like, it could be the most like trivial like bullshit in the world. But if you like do it, then over the course of like a 24-hour like cute little thing, like by the end of it, you will be like, oh yeah, he does love her. And like that does not happen at all in
No.
this movie.
There's at the movie ends, and I'm like, "This what are you talking about?"
Have you
Like, the
considered the fact that it's, Margot Robbie?
no, well, I
Sure.
have no problem with I feel like Colin Farrell was in love with her from, like, the fucking first scene.
Yeah, of
There's no
course.
reason to make me believe that there's any, like, way they got together at the end of that movie. There's no,
Yeah.
like, actual like, there's no moments because Margot Robbie's, like, so standoffish like, the whole time, and there's not any, like, moments or there's not, like, any progression of, like, them coming closer together, really. It is just, like,
No.
he just, like, starts naming facts of her that he learned, and then she's like,
Yeah.
"Ah," and then, it's like,
Like,
I
Doug is right because it's like you actually they do damage by spending time with each other, like, in this movie, where it's like, if you just told me that Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie, like, meet each other at this wedding and fall in love, I'd be like, "Yeah."
Yeah, makes
Like, if they just
sense.
if they hooked up that night
But she goes hooks up with some
it was
other
like a
guy.
happily ever after, like, I
No,
would have
yeah,
totally believed you. Like, it
100%.
gets worse because they spend time with each
And I'm
other.
like, "Oh, no, these
Like,
people aren't in love."
yeah, it's like impossible to believe that they and that's the most annoying part is like I really do think and maybe this is why the script was like successful on the blacklist and like was like an in-demand script. I do think that like the general structure of this movie is super intriguing. Like I do think the like going like
Oh, I
on
love
a
a road
like
trip?
like the
I don't know.
road trip date
You're
movie
the
where they,
one who
like,
likes this movie.
stop into, like, little events from each other's past
Sure.
is, like,
Yeah,
home
Netflix will eat that
run
up. It's perfect.
material for, like, this type of movie. Like, specifically the type that I described, which is, like, trashy movie starring,
Oh, yeah. No,
like, a
it's
Shailene
perfect.
Woodley, like,
It's
that is, like,
perfect.
home run script, like, best case scenario
Yeah.
is this script because, like, the, like, tears that come with, like, those encounters and, like, the like, you would believe it so much.
Mhm.
And it's just like, I don't know how you mess it up. Like, it's like to me, and I'm not like trying to be cocky. It's like if you just gave me that structure to work with, like
Oh, yeah.
I could make somebody cry with that. Like that's like
Come
pretty.
on.
I mean, come on. Like that's like it's kind of perfect material for this type of thing. It's like I can't believe that this is the one that they ended up with. Like this is how the final product looks.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
movie's really bad. Uh,
I really didn't like, I didn't know if we needed all that, like, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, like, whatever was going on with that.
I think that's a cute like setup for this type of movie. I think that's like I
Well, that's what
that's
I
what's
was like,
expected
what,
of
like, is this quirked up, like, fucking
yeah.
ass,
yeah,
like,
I
I
like
don't
Phoebe
know, it's
Waller-Bridge's
super
energy on screen, so I
sure.
appreciated her
I'm
in
a
the
big fan
movie.
of
I
her
didn't
work.
there
Yeah.
was the whole, like,
I
gee, it's like there's a tone that is, like, off-putting
Well,
in all
I
of it.
guess, like, this goes into my, like, overall thing where it's like, this is why the movie kinda works for me is because it is all, like, way too much, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's like it kinda it's super overwhelming, and it's like and so much of it is garbage, right? But
Mhm.
it's like overwhelmingly earnest, right? And it's like so much where it's like, and it's like, yeah, I got overwhelmed. Yeah, you did it. You fucking
yeah.
yeah. So I don't
Okay.
know.
No, I just like I don't
It
know.
was like
I mean,
it
I'm
was
not
I
even
felt like Rick
disagreeing
and
with you.
Morty, I don't know, it was like,
I,
what is going on, bro? Like,
I'm just like,
yeah.
no, I don't know. I just like because I've talked. I mean, you guys were not excited for this movie at all. Like I've talked all
Well, the
year about
trailer
how
looked
much I
fucking
It's
terrible.
awful
yeah.
trailer,
No, but I mean even like
really
prior
bad
to the
trailer.
trailer releasing, like I had been excited for
Oh,
this
I
movie
mean,
all year,
sure,
you know?
it
Like
has 2 of the great actors and a respected director, I mean, it makes
yeah.
sense,
Like, I
right?
was so on board with this movie for the longest time, and this is the last thing I would have pictured this turning out to be. Like, I don't know. I because I like to Doug's point, you know, like this could have just I could have had the same exact reaction to a movie like of this quality, but it just I don't know. It's like really fucking
This could have
weird.
been an Oscar contender.
Yeah. I mean, that was speculated not that long ago. Like when the movie was
It
announced,
should
that
have won
was
some
definitely a
Razzies.
possibility. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's crazy how far we've fallen since the movie got made and and released. But that's yeah, I don't know. That's it. Do you guys have anything else you want to say?
Have Margot Robbie stocks ever been lower than they are now? She was
No, she's
like
gonna do
she
the two. She's gonna do the new Tim Burton.
Here's what I'll yeah, no, this is also what I'll say, because speaking of the box office that we like
Oh,
conversation that
remember
we
that
started with.
conversation where like Margot Robbie can't make money?
Well,
Now
I
like
don't
no
think
one
it's
cares
yeah,
anymore. Actually.
and then Barbie happened, but
Oh,
I
true.
think it's literally like that conversation was literally before Barbie, and then Barbie happened, and then
Yeah,
everybody shut up.
and then
Uh,
she went back
the
to fucking the dumpster.
Yeah, but it's like that's the thing that I think becomes even more obvious because Barbie happened, because Barbie made fucking over $1 billion, and this movie just
This
made
movie made me respect Barbie
$3 million
more.
this weekend. Is what'd you say?
This movie made me respect Barbie more. I was like, maybe Barbie wasn't that bad.
No, but specifically, I think like post Barbie, the fact that a Margot Robbie movie made $3 million is like very indicative of the fact that even like
That's
some
Greta
of the
Gerwig.
biggest like stars in Hollywood can't get people to go see an
Trash.
original movie. It literally just is like IP is the way if you want to make money. And
Yeah,
like
no, there's no like actual true movie stars. There are zero
yeah.
currently in Hollywood. Like people will say Timothy Chalamet. Timothy Chalamet could not make a random non-IP movie successful. Like
Well,
there's
we'll
there's
see
nobody.
soon. We'll see
I think
soon.
he will literally next year.
No, like successful like a I don't know. Like there's levels
I don't
to
know. I
success.
know, and
Like
I also don't think that it's like I think the only places that we're really seeing that happen is like in horror movies. Like horror movies are overperforming when they're like original horror movies, like Sinners and Weapons this year. Like
Yeah.
those are
No, it's
always the
true.
examples now. Like it's like that's the example is like if a movie is going to like overperform expectations,
If you have
it's a horror
a
movie.
guy someone knows in a horror movie, it'll do more than it should.
Yeah. No,
It's not
I
that
think that's
hard.
I think that's
uh,
true. I don't know. But yeah, it's like Margot Robbie, I mean, Colin. These are people who are like doing so successful in
oh
their
yeah,
like IP projects. Where it's like Colin Farrell just got an Emmy nominated show, like biggest show of the year that he
the
was the
Penguin
lead
and
in.
Harley Quinn.
Like, yeah, like that's crazy. Like Margot Robbie just had Barbie, and like none of that shit. This movie made $3 million this weekend,
well,
and it's like
Margot Robbie is such an interesting box office case because like even her IP stuff, like her Harley Quinn movies, Birds of Prey and the Suicide Squad, both like didn't do like both lost money, right? So it's
yeah.
so
Yeah,
she's
Yeah.
I don't
so
know.
interesting.
It's weird.
But then of course,
She's interesting too
Then of course
because
she's so famous
yeah,
still.
she's
that's what
So
I'm
so
like
saying.
it's
Like
not
famous.
she
gonna
is
Yeah.
like
so famous,
yeah.
so
It's
famous,
it doesn't yeah, you're
but
right.
no one
It doesn't
cares.
really matter. Um you could have all the like fame in the world and people aren't gonna go out to see this like random which like I thought this was actually like kind of like had a pretty specific audience that would go see this movie. Like I think making like I mentioned about
If it was
time, like
who is it? What was his focus features? Who did this?
I don't know. But like
Because if A24 was on it, people would have
Oh,
sure.
gone.
A24,
Well,
sure.
It
that's the
has that
thing is
like
like the point of
A24 like
comparison.
fucking chunkiest like attitude to it. I
No, but
don't.
the point of comparison I'd make is that like I mentioned Materialist third most successful A24 movie ever with like
Mhm,
three
mhm.
big stars in an original
You know
romance
what? You know what?
and it made $100 million.
We are aware of. I haven't seen his other movies, but like Coconut is someone we're familiar with. Celine Song is a bigger name.
Then Coconut, sure.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it the past lot.
Coconut is
I
Coconut is
don't know. There was.
two
I think there was
movies
more,
prior to this
which is
combined for
interesting.
$1.8 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like
Where I
like
think
he's not,
there's
you know.
something to the A24, Celine Song, Dakota Johnson, Pedro Pascal, Chris Evans of it that equals to a greater number than nobody and Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie, right?
I do think if A24 scooped up Cogonata though, this movie would have made $25 million. You know what
Yeah,
I'm like? I
totally.
don't think it's crazy to
No,
say that.
I think
Not like
it's
$25 million this weekend, but like in
sure.
total.
No, no, no.
Like
I
compared to
think
like
there's
the $5
something
million
that with
dollars it's
that
gonna make.
brand, A24 itself is IP. I think at
Yeah.
this point,
And I will say on the
it's
subject
like
of the movies that
A24
were
movie in the same way it's the new Marvel movie. That is like A24 makes IP in
yeah.
that way, which is
I
disgusting.
I both this past week since our last recording, I have had in-person face-to-face interactions where someone thought that A24 was a director and where
No
someone
way.
thought,
No.
and I swear to God, and where someone thought
It's
that
like
Him was
McG.
directed by Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Both movies, both of those things happened to me this week.
Uh,
Um like these, like people really think this. Like I literally had a conversation with somebody that I was playing
oh,
basketball with. Lovely guy. Like very cool guy. Weird. He like I played basketball with this guy. He afterwards we were talking about movies. He told me that he was leaving basketball to go watch La Haine, the French movie. And I was like,
oh
"How do
man,
you know
he
about
saw a
that?"
really
And
awesome TikTok edit earlier.
oh
That's
yeah, well no, like he said a girl recommended, like this girl that he
okay.
dated recommended
Okay.
the movie to him.
Okay.
But um but he literally said that like totally unironically, like where I brought up, so I forget what I think he said that he liked Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I mentioned, like I started
Which
talking about A24, and I mentioned Swiss Army Man. I was like, oh, their first movie or whatever, and he was
yeah.
like A24's like he was like Everything Everywhere All at Once is only A24's second movie, and
Oh
I was
no.
like, no, dude, I'm talking about
Oh
the guys who
no.
directed
And he was
them.
like, yeah, A24. The like they're like a rock
Yeah,
band.
and
It's
I explained that to
like
him,
you
and
too.
like, yeah, it's like, but that's just like a normal random guy that I play back. Like that's just like the average guy just
This
thinks that that's
movie,
probably like a
I
thing.
was thinking this movie does have like everywhere, everything, all at once adjacent vibes,
Sure.
which is interesting.
Yeah, it's like what if Everything Everywhere All at Once was also I'm Thinking of Ending Things.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's why I thought of it like as an Oscar thing because
And the marketing would be so easy,
it
dude.
feels like a movie
The
that would
A24,
it
like
feels like a thing where
Kogonada,
like
the guy who made
Kogonada
Columbus.
and everyone involved will like be like, oh, we see this thing that just won the Oscar, and if we get really awesome talent with this like kind of silly, goofy little movie, that like makes people cry, like maybe we
Yeah.
could have our like little moment,
If you
which is
had
it's
that
just
exact if you had the exact trailer that they put out with this movie, with the A24 logo at the end of it, and a
and it's
pull
like
quote of Owen being like, "This reminds me of Everything Everywhere All at Once,"
yeah,
this movie literally makes $50 million.
And then you play
Like,
Everything is Romantic by Charlie XCX on top of
yes,
it during the
no,
trailer.
yes.
I'm
Yes,
so
yeah.
serious, like, this movie makes 10 times the amount of money. Like, that's
Yeah, maybe it's just a colossal like marketing failure.
I think that's a big part of it. Well, I think that's like in general, I think movies
they didn't
are
do
having a
much
hard
marketing
time
aside from the trailer, no? I
knowing
don't think I saw
how to
another piece
market.
of marketing other than the trailer playing in theaters before other movies.
What was it? Do we know the budget on it? Because that had to be
I think
decent.
$50 million?
Yeah. There were
Yeah,
there's a million fucking locations in the movie.
true.
Um,
Yeah,
but
no,
there
I
aren't
mean
a lot
it's
of
kind
actors,
of
Yeah,
just the two
great.
$45 million.
Yeah.
And it made
Yeah,
3.5 million this weekend. I mean, that's tough.
I mean they're gonna send him back to making Marvel shows or
No, they're gonna
whatever.
send him back to doesn't he do Star Wars? He did like the Star
That's
Wars
Yeah.
what I
TV
meant. Yeah,
show.
Star
Yeah.
Wars. Yeah.
Anyway, let's not let this conversation go too far. Those are the two movies. Owen, like I mentioned
Oh
before
yeah, yeah.
recording, let's tell the listeners at home what our New York Film Festival schedules will be looking like. For those interested parties, interested listeners, we will be attending New York Film Festival for our second year now. Owen, feel free to take it away and read through the movies that you're seeing.
Yeah, so I think I'm saying 15 movies.
Wow,
At least
nice.
currently. So After the Hunt is the opening night film that me and Kevin are gonna see. And then I'm seeing a few like I don't know, I forget what they're called, like revivals. Is that what they call it?
Yeah,
Or like some of them are
some of
like
them.
more well regarded movies that are getting like new restorations. And then some movies are things like this movie that has like 500 logs on Letterboxd called Can She Bake a Cherry Pie from
Right.
1983. And I was like, why not? Like, why? Let's
Yeah,
do
take a
that.
chance. Take a chance.
Um, and then I'm seeing Continental 25 is the Rada Jude
The Radu
movie.
Jude movie, right?
Yeah, which I'm seeing, also seeing Dracula, which I've never seen
Nice.
any of his movies before. But
I'm
Dracula, which is
interested in
the
it
Dracula.
just
is that the Luc Besson?
no, it's also the
No, it's
Rada Jude
also
movie.
Radu Jude.
That's
Radu
what I'm
Jude's
saying.
Dracula.
Oh,
So I'm
oh,
saying
oh, oh,
that's
oh,
I'm
oh,
seeing
oh,
two of
oh,
his
oh.
movies.
Yeah.
So it just kind of worked out that way where I was like, oh, my schedule and kind of the schedule I was building, I was like, I guess I could see these too, and kind of make it a thing. So no idea how I'm gonna feel about those. I feel like I'm watching a lot of long movies too.
Yeah.
This one's not that. Maybe, how long is Dracula? Maybe I was. Yeah, Dracula's 170 minutes. There's some of the movies that I'm watching are like super long. And then another uh like revival. It's Days and Nights in the Forest, which is a Ray movie from the 70s, 1970.
Yeah.
Which I think
I did wanna add this to my schedule,
that one
but it
looks
didn't
really
work
good.
out.
I think it's Restoration is what it
Yeah.
is. So like pumped about that. Then I'm seeing the I didn't have this originally, but I got invited to it. It's a Daniel Day Lewis and what is it? How do you use? I don't know how to.
Anemone?
I'm saying that I guess. So we'll
Yeah.
see. I remember when like the first still came out. It was like Daniel Day or not a still, it's like a behind the scenes photo, and it was like Daniel Day Lewis like on a bike with like Sean Bean on his back, and he had like a stupid hat on.
Yeah.
And I was picturing a very different movie in my head. It was like there was
Yeah.
like a Looney Tunes scene that was going on. And then I watched the trailer like after getting invited to this, and I was like, "What is going on? What is this
Yeah,
movie?"
I'm not crazy about this trailer.
I'm like, "What
I
the fuck
like
is this?" But I guess I'll see that. Then I'm seeing Blue Moon, the Linklater movie, which I'm excited for. Um, and then I'm seeing this movie called Dry Leaf, which is
yes.
186 minutes long. And I was seeing a lot of like, there's been a lot of like underground film Twitter hype about this movie. It looks really awesome. I don't know too much about it, but I'm like ready to kind of go in blind and figure out what's going on here. And then Dracula, like I said, and then Noville Vogue, the second Linklater movie. So two Judes, two Linklaters. Um, and then I'm gonna see my favorite movie of the year so far in theaters. What does that nature say to you? The Hong Sang Soo movie, and then Queen Kelly, which is a Stroheim, Erich von Stroheim, silent film from 1932, which is getting a new restoration. And then Little Boy, which is the new James Benning movie. I'm seeing that. Then the new Love Diaz, which I'm super excited about. That might be. I feel like that might just be the movie of the festival for me. I'm really like
Yeah.
that's kind of one of like I don't know. I'm really excited for that. I hope it doesn't. It's getting a lot of
Yeah.
nice things being said about it. And also like people I haven't seen his other work, but it is called like they're calling it like his most accessible movie, and it is kind of like I don't know. I think
Yeah, it
it
seems
has
like a good place to jump in.
yeah, I'm excited. And then I'm seeing The Fence, which people are calling like this. It's getting mixed reviews, but also some people are like, this is like a really great late work from
Yeah.
Claire Denis.
Yeah,
Um,
I was somebody a friend of the pod reached out to
Interesting.
me and said I would like this movie a
yeah,
lot.
I've seen
Um,
some people that are kind of smart, that aren't like that are like pretty like serious, like smart cinephiles say that it's like the worst movie of the decade.
wow.
interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. Okay.
I've seen some
I've seen
mixed
a lot
stuff,
of
but I've
positive
also
things
seen
about
like
this
some
movie.
people like it's like getting like negative festival response,
Yeah.
but then like smart people I've heard be like, this is really good. So
Okay, I'm
it's
interested
been a
then.
mixed bag.
Okay.
So I will see. I
Yeah.
really like her work, so I'm excited for that. And then I'm the last movie of the festival for me is Sentimental Value, which is
Right.
another like big one that I'm excited for.
Yeah. There's some stuff that you mentioned that I'm like bummed is not on my schedule. I unfortunately like there's a couple
Kevin
things
got
that I
fucked.
literally
Kevin got like
yeah.
fucking
Well,
ripped and fucked.
I got fucked, but also no, but then I didn't. But like I mostly ended up getting all of the movies that I want to see, with the exception of House of Dynamite was like the biggest movie that I can't go see. But there was some stuff that like I would have loved to just throw in there, and there's just no way that like the show times could work for me. Both of the Richard Linklater
Yeah.
movies, I wanted to work into my schedule so bad just to see Richard Linklater.
Mhm.
And like the show times are just not at all convenient for me. So like stuff like that stinks. But my schedule, I am seeing a number of movies with Owen. I will say what you said about uh, Magellan being like movie of the festival for you, and maybe this is just like me trying to get myself excited, but there are like 4 or 5 movies on my list that I feel could be that,
Mhm.
and I don't know if I was that hot. Like, I had a great time last year. I think I could have a significantly better time this year with the lineup. Like,
Yeah,
I
because
really do
Doug's not
think,
gonna be
like,
there.
no, yeah, Doug's not gonna be there, so I'll have a much better time. No, um, no, but like I mean, like, this year has been, a lot of people have talked about how this year is like underwhelming, for movies, and like I don't totally agree. There's been a number of movies that I've enjoyed a lot this year. I think I could leave this festival with like an entirely like new top 5 favorite movies of the year. Like, I think this
Mhm,
could just
mhm.
like completely
Oh,
shape
yeah.
like what the year looks like for me. Anyway, to
I think
name
it's
the movies.
interesting. I think it's interesting because it doesn't have for my, especially my list. Like I feel like it doesn't have like the some of the big like because like last year we saw like a Nora and the Brutalist, and it felt
Right.
like these very like tight-end Oscar movies, and it doesn't have that, but also it might just have more movies that I end up liking more.
Yeah, like, mine just feels like a much higher quality list
Mhm.
than what but, like, there's no Amelia Perez on my list this year,
Sure,
right? Like,
sure.
last year I
That's
saw
so
Amelia
crazy you
Perez.
Yeah.
saw Amelia
There's
Perez at a
there's just
film
not
festival.
an
Yeah.
Amelia
I
Perez
also think,
this
like,
year.
if
Well,
I think
there's a
The
movie that could be an
Mastermind, if
Amelia
I saw
Perez.
that was seeing The Mastermind too, I think that would've, like, gave it more I don't know, there's something about not seeing that that, like, is there's something missing there, but, yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, also I'm seeing 15 movies, so I feel like I'm
yeah.
bound to see a lot of stuff that I like.
There's one movie I'll get to in a second that could be my Amelia Perez this year, but,
Mhm.
um I'm seeing After the Hunt on opening night, like Owen said. Very excited for that one still, though cautiously. I am seeing The Mastermind thanks to a friend getting me
GC.
a ticket. I don't know if he wants to
Oh,
publicize that, so I'm not
yeah,
gonna like, I don't
sure.
know that he, I don't want to like be like, you know what I mean? Like,
Well,
it's like,
Listen,
that could be
GC
anybody.
anybody. We're not
That
saying
could be
names.
anybody. That could be
yeah.
anybody.
Yeah, of course. Anyway,
That
I
could
got a
be,
ticket to the Mastermind. Very, very, I mean, beyond
you could
excited. And not
definitely
only do I have a ticket to the Mastermind, but I am sitting front row, like 4 feet from Kelly Riker and Josh O'Connor. Like, like
oh,
row
don't
A,
freak
right in
them
front of the
out.
screen, right in front of the
Yeah,
stage.
can you
Just
leak your
like,
ticket?
what?
I feel weird, like, I have, like, a list on Letterboxd with, like, all, like, the times and stuff, and I'm like, "I'm not
Yeah.
gonna make that public.
But it's like,
You
what's
think
somebody
somebody's
gonna
gonna
do? Like,
I'm gonna get
rob you?
assassinated." Yeah, I'm gonna
Like
yeah,
get
it's
what?
like,
Like
fucked, bro.
is
I
someone
don't
gonna
know.
get into the showing? It's
It's
like,
just weird. Well, it's like, this is where I will be at this exact time. It's just, like, a weird thing to be like,
yeah, sure, but you're not the president of the United States, dude, Like, it's like,
Yeah, you're also, like,
"No,
it's like,
on, like,
I don't
vacation.
know."
You don't live in New York either, so it's like,
yeah.
you know, like
No, exactly.
And also, any of the people that we ran into last year that recognized us were, like, nothing but, like, nice and chill, so
No,
I
no,
don't,
I
like,
really I mean, if you're there and you see me, say hi, but it's different when someone like, "Oh, there's that person," or like, I don't know, people are weird, man.
oh, sure, yeah, I mean,
You never
somebody
know.
might just plop down next to you, they might just look for you in
yeah,
Yeah,
somebody
in the
might
theater.
recognize you and say, "Hi, are you Owen
yeah,
Potnod?"
Yeah,
And then
and
Owen
then
has to be like,
and I'm like,
uh,
"No, wrong guy, man."
no."
yeah. Anyway, no, I'll be sitting row A for the Mastermind. I don't mind
Okay,
saying that because I don't think somebody is going to, like, I don't know what they're gonna do, but
Like
if they
Mission
want to find me,
Impossible fucking, like
yeah, if they want to find me during the movie, feel free.
Oh,
I'll be there watching it. So,
sure,
uh,
sure.
then I'm gonna see Late Fame, which I'm
Mm.
also cautiously excited for. I really wanted to see this movie because the screenwriter, Sammy Birch, her first movie was May December, which was my favorite script of that year. So I want to see what she does with her next script. Um, then I'm seeing Dry Leaf, which Owen talked about. This long movie that I know very
Yeah.
little about, but that was
No, I
on.
think we got a good gang for Dry Leaf, I'm excited.
Yeah, Dry Leaf will be fun. I This was on my, when I put together a long list of movies
Mhm.
I was excited for. I like threw this movie on there, and I was like, it probably won't like make it into my schedule. And then as it happens, 90% of the showings that I wanted to go to ended up being sold out, and so Dry Leaf magically moved its way up the rankings until eventually it ended up on my schedule. But I'm very excited for it. I think it'll be uh, possibly really good. The movie that I was hinting at could be like Amelia Perez is Jay Kelly, which
J. Kelly.
I yeah, I almost didn't include this movie on my schedule, and I will say there's a movie called Cover Up that
Mhm.
is a documentary that I was dying to see that I didn't think was going to sell out. And so because I didn't think it was going to sell out, I was like, oh, I'll just get that as a general admission ticket later. Silly me, it did sell out. And
No,
so if
Letterboxd
I,
has fucked up,
yeah, it's like, why are you guys going to
yeah,
see Cover Up? Like, what?
yeah.
Like, how did this?
Yeah,
How
what's
did this
going on?
happen? Because my thing is like I
What were
want to
you
see a
thinking about?
documentary like at every and I'm not seeing a documentary at New York Film Festival this year, which is
We got to
annoying.
make a
Um,
documentary.
yeah, we got to make a documentary. No, but I had several documentaries on my list that all sold out before I could see
Mm,
them. And like from my perspective, I was like, oh, the documentaries are like, kind of the thing that people are least interested in. Like I could just buy a general admission ticket, and even
yeah.
that sold out. So if I had known it was going to sell out, I probably would have seen that instead of Jay Kelly. But alas, I picked Jay Kelly because I just want to like be in the room with these people.
Oh
I
man,
don't even really care about Noah
nah,
Baumbach, but like
let me in that
I
room.
I just want to see George Clooney. I want to see Laura Dern on stage. I want to watch this movie that I'm going to give 2 stars to, and then move on with my with
Jay
my
Kelly's
day.
probably gonna be good, bro. You're a hater.
Who's
Yeah.
who's to say? Who's to say? Maybe
They're
he
saying
will.
Adam
The
Sandler's gonna win an
Sandman's not.
Oscar.
He's not gonna be
Yeah.
there,
Yeah, they
right?
are saying Adam Sandler might win
He's
an
not
Oscar.
gonna
Yeah,
be there.
now Adam Sandler will be in the room. Like
Oh
it'll be
wow,
cool. So
wow, that's actually cool.
yeah, well, I think Adam Sandler's going to be there. I'm not.
Oh
I
okay.
guess I won't know
Like George
until
Clooney and but
yeah, seeing
Adam
George Clooney in
Laura
Sandler,
person.
Dern, like who gives a fuck?
Adam
Adam's the
Sandler.
Sandman.
Oh, hey man, not
um,
everyone can.
then I'm
Oh
seeing
yeah,
Sentimental Value, one of my most anticipated movies of the year. Owen is also very excited. I think we're going to two different showings for
yeah,
that
yeah.
though, but because I
We're
got a
at
Q&A showing, which is hopefully I
yeah.
don't have to cancel on this. This is like it's a very weird time where the Sentimental Value screening ends the second that my class starts. So I'm going to like watch Sentimental Value and then have to just like plug into class immediately after. But that's okay.
That's crazy.
Uh, yeah, I mean it's a Zoom class, so I'll survive.
Gonna be
I'm seeing
crying
Sound
on
of
Zoom.
Falling, which some friends of ours really liked Sound of Falling. So I'm so happy that I got to work this into my schedule because originally it wasn't going to be part of my 10, and then some stuff sold out, and then I was like, oh, Sound of Falling seems like a movie I would adore. And yeah, all the people I've talked to, like who have seen it at other festivals, have said it's one of their favorite movies of that festival. So very excited for Sound of Falling. Very excited to see It Was Just an Accident, the new Jafar Panahi
Mm.
movie. Sadly, this one doesn't have a Q&A. I think maybe Jafar Panahi can't get like into the United States,
Yeah,
Yeah.
perhaps.
that might be.
So yeah, no Q&A for this movie, but very excited to watch it. I'm seeing one of those. What did you call them? I'm seeing Queen Kelly, which is
Revivals?
like revival. Yeah, it's like a revival. I'm seeing Queen Kelly with Owen and
Yo,
some other
Queen
friends.
Kelly.
Um, I'm seeing The Fence, the Claire Denis
Jay
movie that Owen
Kelly and
talked
Queen
about.
Kelly.
Another movie that I think could be like the movie of the festival for me, The Secret Agent. This has
Yeah,
me written all
I
over
wish I
it.
saw I was gonna see this.
Um, I'm bummed because I'm not going to a Q&A screening for this movie though. The two Q&A screenings sold out, and so I had to just
Ah,
take like
yeah.
one of the regular screenings, which sucks. But I'm stoked to see this movie regardless. Like I really think that I'm gonna just absolutely love this movie. This is like the most
Mhm,
me shit in the
mhm.
world. I'm seeing Miroir #3, which last week I talked about, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, I talked about Christian Petzold and you guys laughed at me, but this is the new Christian Petzold movie. I
I
think
got a
I will
thing or two to
also
say.
really like this movie. I'm seeing Magellan, which again could be the movie of the festival, like Owen said. And then finally, I'm ending the
Mhm,
festival with a movie that I'm very excited for. No Other Choice, another movie that could be the movie of the festival for me. I mean, just like yeah, there's like 5 or 6 movies I named there where I'm like, this could just be my favorite movie of the year. So
mhm.
really, really
Yeah,
pumped
no,
about
I plan to I was gonna make a video, and I'll make it later, but I was gonna make a video like, "These are my favorite movies of the year," before I watch all these movies at New York Film Festival and everything changes.
yeah, I kind of want to make a video being like ranking my anticipation for the list of
Oh,
movies
yeah.
that I'm seeing and then compare it after the
Mhm.
festival to like where they
And
where
so
they
Jay
ended up.
Kelly ends up being your favorite movie of the festival.
Yeah, imagine. No, I mean listen, I don't want to shoot down Jay Kelly before I see it. Maybe I
I don't
will
wanna
like Jay
kill the
Kelly.
guy.
Like
No,
maybe
I
I
mean,
will
there's not
enjoy
a
Jay Kelly,
goddamn chance.
but I don't know. Anyway, that's my list of 14 movies.
Swift kill.
Let's move on with the pod here. We're going to talk about some news before we wrap up. I want to remind everybody, of course, to share some feedback if you liked listening to us talk about those two movies today. You could like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. You could rate the episode on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and you can follow us at all of our links in the episode description. A little bit of news here, starting with Christopher Nolan has been elected president of the Directors Guild of America. I think last week we talked about the new SAG president, and now we're talking about a new DGA president.
How many? What are the terms on these things?
Yeah,
Like how many years?
Well, I mean, if everyone's getting reelected, how is this? How long is
Yeah, I'm not
the
sure. That's a
commitment
good
of that?
question. It's funny to include
Yeah,
this in the news because we just like don't know anything about this, but it's just
yeah,
fun
yeah.
to
I'm like,
talk
I
about.
don't really.
You know? Like
no,
I don't.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
I think it's cool
It's
because like Nolan is a guy who is clearly like a good negotiator, probably, and like cares about the union. So I
yeah,
think
yeah.
he, and I think he has their best interests in mind,
sure.
probably just based on like my understanding of him. Um,
Well, I wonder
so
how intense union duties are because Nolan seems like he's like a really busy
Well, that's what
guy.
I was thinking. I was like,
Yeah.
he's
this guy
busy,
doesn't
but
need more work.
there is a quote of him after being elected saying this is like one of the great privileges of his career and he's very honored and like maybe he'll be taking it very seriously. There are some other I didn't realize like they elect like a whole board and there's like a bunch of like runner ups who are also serving as like second president and like third president and the list goes down. And there was a couple directors on there who I recognized, and then there was like five directors who I've never heard of. But like I think I saw that like Gina Prince Bythewood was like the fourth person in line. So I don't know, interesting. But yeah, Christopher Nolan, new DGA president, for those that it pertains to. Anyway, some casting and then just new movie announcements, starting with I think the biggest one: Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence to star in Martin Scorsese's adaptation of the ghost story novel What Happens
I'll
at
believe it
Night.
when I
It
see set
follows
photos.
a married American couple who travel to a small European town where they encounter an enigmatic cast of characters.
What are like the betting odds that this movie comes out?
I think pretty likely, considering that they said that it's just like going into production and it's like an Apple thing and
What
like
happened with The
Well,
Rock?
what about the Rock movie that they
I
also
yeah,
announced?
I
You
don't
know?
It
know.
said
It's
Betty
confusing,
Safdie,
but
I choose you.
Yeah, it's
I did they haven't started filming the Rock movie though.
I don't I
No, they're not building
my
any of
understanding
these
is the
movies.
only movie that Martin Scorsese went into production for was or started pre-production for was his Jesus movie. And then but
Yeah, and
we
then the
s-
Rock thing happened.
yeah, so I don't know like I have no
Maybe the
idea.
maybe the
Every
Rock
3
was
months we get a
maybe the
new.
Rock was busy and then they're gonna film this movie before they film the Rock movie.
He's so old. He's so old.
Okay, what do you want him to do? Die? Like I
No,
don't
I
I'm
don't
just
want him to
like
die. I want him to make a movie.
yeah, but I'm just saying it's like if he makes this one now and then he tries to make the Rock movie
Hey,
next
man,
fall
he
or
just needs to
something,
make
that's
something,
possible.
okay?
Yeah, the one that I really wanted was the Wagner. That was the first one they announced
Right.
after Coast of the Flower Moon. They were like they're going into production for the Wagner.
I
Yeah.
think how
Which
Leo just like, "Yeah, sure, whatever, man.
yeah, but it's like then I
Whatever
don't
one
think
you
that's
wanna
happening
do, I'm
anymore.
do
But like that would have
whatever.
been so cool. It's
I'll
about a
do whatever you
shipwreck.
want, man."
Yeah.
Yeah. This is this one is like a ghost story novel, adapting a ghost story
This
novel is
also
like
seems cool. Yeah.
yeah. I'm interested.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Listen, Martin Scorsese is like one of the best,
Yeah,
you
I'm not
know.
gonna like doubt it. Like whichever, as long as one of them gets made, I'm excited.
Yeah.
But just yeah, make one.
Oh, shit. Get Leo
Owen is like so anti Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, Owen is like really against just like like the defining star of of our generation. Like,
man.
um, and I'm not like Leonardo DiCaprio is not like my favorite actor, but I'm not gonna complain that Leonardo
Well,
DiCaprio
it
is in.
just feels like a
Like, I mean,
like,
like I
I
think
guess like, damn, okay.
it's hard to complain and then watch him
Yeah,
in the last Martin Scorsese
it's
movie
like
where he was
when they
just
talk
like
about
one of the
Pedro
best.
Pascal.
Pedro Pascal?
It's like, this guy, he put this dude in everything. It feels like it's like not even like a casting decision. It's like, let's just put him Leo in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Not like no disrespect to Pedro Pascal. Like you're talking about Leonardo DiCaprio. You know what I mean? It's like
No, I
there
know.
is no conversation around like, oh, let's put this guy in everything. It's like, yeah, like it's
No,
it's
I know,
Leonardo
but like, come
DiCaprio. Like,
on, like,
Like they're
It's
not thinking twice
baloney.
about it.
Yeah, I think
It's
it's lame.
baloney?
It's baloney. I don't think he should be in Heat 2. I don't
Okay,
think
no, neither do I, but he's Leonardo DiCaprio. You know what I mean? Doug,
that's
can
the
you side with me
problem.
here? Like, am I crazy? Like, it's like, of course
No,
Leonardo DiCaprio gets cast in everything. He's Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, it's like,
yeah.
like
Yeah, we were talking about Goat Talk earlier. Leonardo DiCaprio is also in
yeah, he's on Goat Watch.
yeah.
We should have a Goat Watch
See, I
graphic
don't
on
think he
screen.
has that he's not as mystical in, like,
No,
the
he's
He's
way
not.
not.
that
No,
is
he's not. He's
now.
not. He's
But
not. He's
He's
not.
like
but
it's like
he's
he's
But
almost
neither
like
is Martin Scorsese to the PTA, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Leo
yeah.
just feels like this, like, old drunk guy that, like,
He's the
sticks
people's
around.
champ, though. Leo's like the guy, like the
He's like
I don't
Aaron
know.
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers
Okay,
wasn't in The Great Gatsby, so
yeah. Also, what
No, it's like, dude, what the fuck are you still doing around?
what's Leo's stance on vaccines? You think?
Oh, I
he's
don't know.
super
Same with
pro-vaccine.
Yeah.
Israel hotels. I don't know what's going on
Okay.
over
Okay, well, okay, let's move
Yeah.
on. Let's
I
keep
guess
going.
he's got some Aaron Rodgers controversies
there.
of his
Yeah.
own.
Like, bro, dude.
Next new movie announced, or not new movie, I guess a piece of IP. Joseph Kosinski is set to direct a new
Piece of
version of
IP.
Miami Vice, inspired by the first season of the
Yeah, fuck this
1984
guy too.
television series.
I don't know what I'm doing. It's like, what do you mean? It's fucking
This
Miami
feels like it
Vice.
should have been like the immediate like
Go direct a
this feels like it
TV
should have been
show,
announced
man.
the second Top Gun Maverick came out or
This has been. I mean,
something.
this has been floating around for a bit.
Well, he did
Yeah.
F1.
No, I know, but it's like this just feels like the most natural
Like a
like project for
cornball.
him. Like this just makes so much sense. Where I was like, I saw this piece of news and I was like, duh.
I don't understand. IP is so weird to me. Is
I love how Miami Vice is like this. Like,
no, that's my thing. Is like it's this
Yeah.
burning fucking like passion project to adapt the first season of the '80s television TV show Miami Vice. Like
they're saying
Yeah,
Austin
maybe I
Butler
don't
and
know. That's
Damn
cool, I
Ninjas.
guess, but I don't know. That's very bizarre to me.
When
Like,
Austin Butler isn't in Heat 2 because he's too busy filming the Miami Vice fucking
oh my God, I will
remake
kill
or whatever.
myself. No, that's my big thing. So I'm almost done reading Heat 2. I have like a couple chapters left, but my big thing with Heat 2 is like if anybody else in this fucking movie plays the Val Kilmer character other than Austin Butler, we have to tear it all
Yeah.
down.
Well, I will
Yeah,
say
like
this. Like, even with one battle after another, like this thought of like sitting there with Leo for so long is like really bothering me. But ultimately, like he doesn't deliver. He doesn't
so
have bad.
great.
He's not like a bad performer at all. Like I'm
That's
not like
so
I'm not
we're talking about
I'm not
fucking
saying he's a bad
Leonardo
actor.
DiCaprio.
No,
Yeah.
that's what I'm
He's
saying.
like
I'm saying he is a good actor, and when I watch him, like yeah, he's good at acting. I just like there's something about him. It's like
That's
so like
you realize like this
ultimately
is such an insane perspective to have
oh,
going
sure,
into
sure. But ultimately, like when
the
he's in Heat 2, and I'm like, that if he's surrounded by all these other people that are great, I'm like, I just you know, it's I just don't like looking at his face ultimately. So
yeah.
you know,
Okay.
but
Well,
I need more info on Heat 2. I'm super excited for Sean Penn and what's her name, Chase Infinity.
yes.
Go
Can we
and
talk about Miami Vice?
no, I know, sorry. Miami Vice, never seen it, the show.
I've also
Right.
never seen the show.
I've
The
also never seen
movie's
the show.
great. That talk about
Iconic.
Colin Farrell,
Yes.
Yeah.
like
Colin Farrell at
with
his sexiest in Miami
Yeah.
Vice.
with the
Also
hair
Colin
and
Farrell at like his lowest point personally,
like
probably while shooting
mentally,
Miami Vice. It was like
Sure.
physically.
peak drug addiction, alcoholism.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
maybe. No, I'm not gonna say
but
that.
Yeah. No.
oh,
Probably don't
do
say
not
whatever
say
you're
that.
gonna.
What are you? Come on,
No.
these are real people.
But that's a good movie. That's a good movie.
No, one of the great movies for sure.
Yeah. Next piece of news: Jesse Plemons and Cole Escola to star in
Yeah.
A24 comedy Jaunty, directed by
Jesse Plemons.
Lorene Scafaria. Plot details are under wraps, but the script was co-written by Succession writer Jesse Armstrong and Sam Bain.
No.
We got to do something about Jesse Armstrong.
Hey
Jesse
man.
Armstrong.
No, I mean he did that movie. That new movie he had that just came
Mountainhead?
out was apparently a disaster. Yeah. Succession was really.
Bad
I was watching
color.
clips of Succession on TikTok last night, and I'm like, man, did this guy just like? Maybe he put all of his like. Maybe he had like 3 wishes, and there was one left, and he was like, write me a perfect television show, and then ever since then, he just like can't do anything.
Kevin, Succession,
Fuck
right?
you, the boogeyman.
You recast everybody, like different actors for every single role. Is that show great still?
It's hard to say. And No, but you have to understand how good the writing
No,
is, though.
I know,
Like,
but it's
it's
like such
but
a
no, but
that is like
yeah,
a big part of it though. Like,
the casting is about as perfect as like any TV show I've seen. There are characters in that show where like none of it works if it wasn't them. But I mean they're given just amazing material to work with. Just like
of course.
Uh-huh.
unbelievable material because it's like, it's not like the Mountainhead cast was bad, like
No,
that
yeah.
there's
All
yeah,
they had who was it? Rami Yusuf?
yeah, Rami Youssef was in it, Steve Carell was in it. I think also am I wait, who
Ben
else
Stiller?
was it? No, Ben Stiller's not in it, I don't think. No,
He
I
But is
was
it
in
Steve
is
some.
Jeremy
Carell,
is
right?
well, oh,
You already said
but
that.
I was gonna say, isn't Jeremy Strong also in that or no? No, he's not. Okay,
Is
never
Ben
mind.
Stiller not
It's
in that movie?
no, it's Steve Carell, Rami Youssef, Corey Michael Smith, and Jason Schwartzman, which is
Jason
like,
Schwartzman.
that's like a really
No, I
solid cast.
mean, if you
Um,
can't make a fucking cookie with those ingredients, I don't know if you know how to cook, dude. I don't think fucking
yeah, well, bake.
bacon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can know how to cook and not make the cookie correctly.
Well, maybe
Anyway,
you shouldn't.
uh, Brandon Perea has been cast as the male lead in the next installment of Insidious.
Yeah, what is going on? Also, that guy has a weird career. I don't know what the heck is going on
Well,
with him.
he's just getting cast
He's
so
just
far.
taking
We
jobs,
No, but we
which is
loved
like
him in
cool. Like,
Nope, of course.
no, and it
Like,
felt like he was gonna.
and it felt like he was gonna like catapult to like like the upper echelon of like young stars. And he's
Man,
kind of mostly getting cast as like the eighth lead. And some, I mean, he's in A Big Bold Beautiful Journey.
wait, what?
So you guys didn't even recognize him. That's how little he's in the
Jeez,
movie.
what do you mean?
At the wedding, he's the person getting married.
He's in,
No,
but like that's like it's like
no, he's
yeah,
not.
but he's like in the movie for 10 seconds.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
I don't
It's
even.
like,
They even show him.
no, yeah, he has a conversation with
He
Colin
had the
Farrell.
Okay,
conversation.
okay, but let's
He introduces Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie to each other
Is he
in the
Insidious.
on
movie.
screen?
Insidious the Bleeding World. This is a
Yes,
spin-off
on
then?
screen.
This is a
Yes.
spin-off? It's a whole new
Uh,
cast. The family,
yeah.
like, well, not whole new. Lynn Shay is still in it, but like,
I thought Lin Shay
um,
was dead in universe.
but yeah, it's like a spin-off then. Different characters,
Yeah, I
different
guess.
family.
I guess.
I
I mean, he's
guess.
playing the lead. It's like I
Yeah.
think the next step is for
Is he
him
like a
to lead a
teen dad?
project.
What's going on?
Obviously, like if
Who,
this is
who's
what he
is
could
not
I
a
think
get.
he might
director?
be a teen dad or like a young dad.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm like. What is this role?
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. This is weird.
Yeah, it's just weird. I mean, so like to what you were saying, Owen, it's like I did think he was gonna
Yeah,
like
and then he
very
was in
quickly
like the
catapult
AMP
up
house
the
horror movie. Or whatever.
yeah, he's just kind of like he's kind of like playing like the eighth lead in a lot of stuff, and he should be. I mean, even in Twisters, he's like
Yeah,
he's
he
like a
needs his
minor
like
character. Basically.
yeah, he
Yeah,
needs
I
to do
mean,
he needs
like
to like his indie fucking movie
yeah, I don't know
star.
if
Like,
yeah, I don't know if leading Insidious is gonna really like. I mean,
that's
it'll move the needle,
weird.
of course, but I think I agree that he needs to be in like a smaller project that like showcases his talent, and then have
Yeah, go be
people
the
want to
star.
approach him for
Go be
bigger.
a big fish in a small pond, man.
Yeah. Anyway, and then we just had some news of additions to casts for movies that already exist. Legendary's live action Gundam movie starring Sydney Sweeney is rumored to have added Drew Starkey and Benson Boone to the cast.
Oh, you betcha. Holy.
Doug's backflipping over this news.
Uh uh
What is
so
this? What's Gundam? What is this?
you don't know what Gundam
You don't know
is?
what Gundam is?
What is it?
What the bro? Japan has failed. If Owen doesn't know what the fuck Gundam is, as like
I mean, it
culturally,
is like
My
I don't.
bad.
I had like a Gundam action figure as a
bro,
kid.
Gundam is
Gundam.
proto Transformers. Like Transformers doesn't
Yeah.
exist without Gundam. You know, like Voltron doesn't exist. Gundam is like Gundam's the grandfather of all this fucking
No, this
robot
shit's
shit.
old as shit.
No,
Wait, so
yes, yeah.
Benson Boone's gonna be a Japanese Transformer? What is going on?
No, but you
Like, what
ride
the fuck?
inside of Gundams. Like Gundams are like they're
Like there's
vehicles.
white dudes inside of them.
Yeah, it's like Pacific Rim is also like a
Oh,
Gundam
okay.
like all
Yeah.
this like
Doesn't
all
mean it
You've
this
works.
seen
shit is
Transformers, Owen.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, but Transformers not. What is Transformers Japanese?
No, but you know how the mechanics of what's happening.
Sure.
Like,
So
Um,
it's like Pacific Rim with
yeah,
Benson Boone and Sydney Sweeney.
yeah. I was thinking
and Drew
about this,
Starkey. Don't forget Drew
and
Starkey
Drew
in the mix.
Starkey.
Drew
Drew
Starkey,
Starkey.
get the fuck out of there, Drew Starkey. What are you
Yeah, no,
doing,
Drew
man?
Drew
Starkey.
Starkey
We
is
need
a
to
little bit
save you
above
from
this
doing
material,
that.
most likely.
Yeah,
Drew
I was thinking
Starkey,
about this.
you goddamn beautiful boy. Right? What are you doing?
I was
right.
thinking about this Gundam movie, because it
This
is
is
very interesting. This feels like very
this is gonna be the
like something
Republican
that we
hymn of the
moved
year.
on from culturally, right? Where it was like we took these like iconic legacy like Japanese IP, right, that haven't been translated into live action in the West before, but we're
Mhm.
doing it in like our own West pop way instead of a more earnest
Sydney
kind of
Sweeney
like.
and Benson Boone.
So it's like, yeah, like
Like
Sydney
fucking
Sweeney. It's like, how do we
Sabrina
like
Carpenter not
Americanize
around?
this?
Was she not available? What is
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Did you guys see the trailer for the new Sydney Sweeney movie, The Housemaid, with Amanda Seyfried?
no, no.
God, there's so many new Sydney Sweeney movies and they all look terrible. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's
um,
not. It's the trailer played in
I am
theaters yesterday
praying,
for
I
A Big
am
Bold Beautiful
praying, I
Journey,
am
and I
praying that that Barbarella movie never gets made. I can't
well,
do
what
it.
is Edgar Wright doing then? Also,
He's
I
running.
mean, he's got a movie coming out in a couple
oh, they're
weeks.
running. Oh my God, you're right. I forgot.
He's
I forgot. Oh my God. I'm
Like,
psyched.
what's this guy doing who has one of
no,
the
no, no,
biggest
no, no,
movies
no,
in
no.
the second half of the
Yeah,
year coming out?
No, you're
chill
right.
out.
That
Like,
movie,
let him.
we're so excited for that. Yes, of course,
But that
Yeah.
there's no way they can do fucking right wing trad wife Barbarella. Like I can't, we can't do that.
Yeah. No,
Maybe the
that's
Barbarella movie will happen after there's like a Democratic like president, like a
Sydney Sweeney's
yeah,
gonna be around
Sydney Sweeney. You think will be around or
when that happens.
in 3 years?
Just,
She's only like 20. How old? Like 26?
I
she's
don't
She's
a
know.
like,
little older than that, I think.
What is she
I
like?
don't know. She's
35.
pretty young, right?
No, I guess you're right. Yeah. How old is she? She's 28.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. Will she be around?
Yeah. No, I mean dude. She's pushing 30. I mean, that's what they say.
No, no. I mean, like culturally.
Over
Like I
pretty
don't
soon
know.
after that.
Dude,
Um,
no, somebody like Sydney Sweeney, like she will endure culturally, bro. The new season of Euphoria is gonna come out. She still has like 10
God.
million followers on Instagram. She'll be
Fine.
around, bro.
I didn't include it in
only
the
10
news, but
million.
I saw that they confirmed that like one of the HBO like heads of the TV department like confirmed that Euphoria like the plan is for a spring release or something, and I'm just like, man, I just like
Are we still
what's
committed to covering
what's gonna
Euphoria on our podcast?
Wow.
yeah
We
if
made really
it comes
hard
out.
promises.
No, but
No,
let's
yeah, if
let's do
it
the
comes
split.
out, we have to cover it. And Doug also has to, for listeners of the pod, I asked Doug to watch all of Task so that we could do a Task episode, which I don't think he's going to watch, but
He's not
I
doing that
forgot.
shit.
I
Good luck.
forgot.
Doug is not watching that
He's
shit. But
making
episode
promises he
3
can't
airs
keep.
tonight, and I'm very excited. Anyway, yeah, we'll do a Euphoria episode. Well, we won't do a weekly thing because that's insane, but we'll do an episode after season 3 airs if that
Wow.
happens, I guess.
We
Which
could
is,
do a weekly thing. We'd have to plan it a
nah,
little bit
I
differently
mean,
though.
no,
Anyway, we'll talk about this when we have to worry about it.
yeah, let's let the show come out first,
Yeah.
because we don't even all these everything they're saying is still in my head until I see trailers and like promo,
Yeah.
it's all speculation for
Guys.
me. Like,
Yeah, I mean, they did shoot it.
Number
Like they were
4 is
like
the
on
no, they
location.
did, but I'm just
Yeah.
like I just don't want to believe it until they start like advertising it. Anyway, Paul Walter Hauser has joined the cast of Zach Kreger's Resident Evil adaptation alongside Austin Abrams.
He's gonna play like a robot or something. I don't know.
I bet he's gonna be a
Robot?
cop.
Do you know what Resident Evil's about? I'm sorry. What-
Oh man, I don't
Well,
know what is going on in the
Resident
world.
Evil's about zombies.
No, I
Yeah.
know, but he's not gonna be a zombie.
No, he'll be like
No,
a
he's
guy
gonna
with
be a
gun.
human.
Yeah.
The options were not robot or zombie.
He's still thinking about Gundam. You're confusing him, Doug. Too much information for one podcast.
Oh fuck.
Watch him be a robot. We don't know what the fuck the movie's about.
Yeah,
Watch him
it's
be a
like, well,
robot.
yeah, no, Zach Kreger was like, I'm not gonna be,
Yeah.
it's my own story. So it's just,
It's fucking
anyway,
Austin Abrams and R2D2 out there.
I'm not even gonna say the last piece of news, man. We're
No,
getting
no,
to
no,
like the bottom of the
no.
barrel here,
Please
honestly, with the casting news.
enlighten me.
I don't.
I'm just
No,
looking
I was just
outside, there is fucking like burning trees or something. I don't know.
what?
I don't know. My dad was
The
like, "Let me
forests
just
are on fire.
let me just
Yeah.
light the
The
fire."
animals are the animals are
Animals are
leaving.
dying.
Like,
No. Take
um,
my
God, I watch that all the
hand,
time.
Oh man,
I like.
carry me
I need to be. Have you seen
faster
this, Owen?
by
what?
night. Owen for sure has
Were
seen
you
this.
alive? Were you alive at the height of like COD edits?
This is a legend. This is like the legendary COD edit.
Um,
Like,
I don't. I was. I never. I didn't play Call of Duty.
Okay, yeah, that answers the question.
okay.
Let's wrap up there.
Oh,
Next week,
man.
episode 134. Owen and I, of course, will not be here because of New York Film Festival. Doug is going to take care of things. Don't worry. You will be
Or
getting
touchdown,
a
Bryce
one
Young.
battle after another
Yes.
episode.
Very special one battle after another episode next week.
Yeah, Doug won't be alone. Don't worry.
My dad's trying to.
There will be a guest.
Yeah, there will be a guest. You don't have to listen
Yeah,
to just
thank
Doug talk
God,
about
dude.
one battle after another for 2 hours.
That'd be really one
Um,
battle after another.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, that's next week's episode 134. We will see you later.
Gator.